Hello, and good morning, and hello there, Mr. Cow. How are things? By the way, yes, I realize that the chat box is being a bit weird right now. Crap, I thought I just fixed you. Why is this chat box always being weird? Alright, come on, chat box. Come on. You know you want to play nice. It just never ends with a stupid thing. I don't know why it does this. It's frustrating, I'll tell you that much. Alright. Let's get more chat box shenanigans going. Okay. Add new source. There we go. Just add a new one. Perfect. Okay. So now it's allegedly showing things. Now it's allegedly doing stuff. Let's go ahead and pop this sucker over here. See if we can test it, and maybe now it'll work. Alright. Here we go. Test. And there we go. It appears to live. For now, anyway. Until it randomly breaks again. That was seriously like attempt 7, and then it was working perfectly, and then it turned to a white box again. As you do, as you do. Let's see, is this working again? Alright, that's working. Yeah, people donating start doing the cheering thing. That's happened exactly once. Anyway, so moving on here. So, I was basically going around and messing with the formations a little bit. Since there's a couple things I'd like to see happen differently. Namely, as much as casters have helped sometimes, like, I'll move the casters around, but for now it seems a little bit more beneficial to have the Valkyries up in front, as well as some other similar situations. So if I... Actually, let's do something like this. There we go. That little 5-block situation seems to work pretty well for them. These guys are not exactly doing much damage-wise. Let's see if I can be here. It's just slightly worse healing. 3 heals is still not bad. So I'm just going to put them right there. I probably should be moving around the healers to a bit more useful positions and stuff like that. But we'll do that later. For now, Aznabel is leading his army of zombies over here. So he's going to be taking over the Berserker that hopefully survives role. And yeah, we have Ken here, who's hopefully also going to be doing better. Now, so let's go and equip some items here. So first off, let's go ahead and give this guy... So that's good. That's an improvement. That is just ridiculously strong still. I still have no idea why they give you an item like that so early in the game. That just seems so overpowered. Like, out of curiosity, if I give it to this guy... Like, yeah, he immediately does more damage than his upgraded class if I do that. In fact, you know what? Edgar... Actually, wait a minute. I don't actually want to give this to... Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting thing. With this run, if I give this to somebody and they die, then I can't get it back. So, actually, unless they zombify, I guess. Now, I've been specifically told to just do this. So yeah, that gives him the single highest attack in the entire team. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, hard leather and chainmail, about the same. Alright, let's go give him some chain. Feels like it'll be a little bit more reliable. We got an earth javelin. Do we have... Okay, I can give you a pointy hat. I wonder if anywhere we've got somebody that can make better use of the earth javelin. You're wind. I think they're all wind is the thing. I don't think I have any earth Valkyries. They'd definitely be the best by far. Actually, wait a minute. You're earth. You're earth. I can make you do stuff. In fact, I need to go back and get a shield real quick before I forget about that, and it disappears. So we'll go ahead and give you that. We'll give you this armament. It seems like a pretty decent improvement. And we don't have anybody that can promote into Phalanx, right? I don't think so. Alright, so we'll just go back and pick up his shield real quick, because we're going to need that thing. If I recall... Let's see if I recall correctly. I think he was over here. Could be wrong on that, but we'll find out. By the way, Mr. Cow, is the sound okay? Is everything sounding alright? At least relatively decent and all that kind of thing? This is not the right sound. Okay, go ahead. Get out of here. Or not the right map, rather. Volmus or 10? I think it was Volmus. I don't know. It's one of these. Pretty sure it's not that one. It might be this one. We'll see. Because the only items that I specifically want to get, just without any question, is going to be early on, where I want to go pick up the Blessed Shield, or the Blessing Shield, and I already have the Helm of Fearless. So with those in hand, that should open up some options. Basically, come on, is this the right map? Yes, it is. Okay, the nice thing about this shield is that it basically allows you to not get petrified, which is more or less insta-kill. Now, unfortunately, there seems to only be one of them in the game, which you'd honestly think with how dangerous all of these friggin' demon chickens are, you'd figure that there'd be more of them. But apparently not. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and set everybody to wander for the time being. Now, I don't think there's any other timed events that I specifically want to get. Like, I might do the Dragoon side quest down the line. We'll see about that. For now, I'm just going to let them wander on the off chance that they get any recruitable units. I think we'll save most of that side recruiting for when we get access to legions, just because those things are amazing for this. Because you literally just set them up as a mobile wall, and they just go up and down the map like a giant rush, hitting all the random encounters along the way. See, like right there, we got a fairy. It's good stuff. Hello there, Mr. Fairy. How would you like to join us, because we've stabbed you in the face? Yay! Don't you just love when negotiation goes well? Please join us, Shank. Why, yes, I definitely want to join you now. This is definitely what I wanted out of my day. Alright, so guys, keep going, keep doing your thing. I think I can dispatch another one here. We're probably going to get through one rest cycle before we're done with this map. Like, literally everyone's just going to wander around the roads up until Troy visits his mom. Yes, we'll move the entire army over several towns so that Troy could visit his mom. I gotta love it. Just, I don't know, the overall time scale of the Ogre Battle games is just hilarious to me. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I thought I saw something going on outside, and it turns out that, yeah, it's just somebody getting stuck in the snow. Anyway, so yeah, the overall time scale is kind of hilarious. Like, I think, while this one's hilarious with the fact that you can become 99 years old, just nobody changes. They just all have 99 years old in their profiles. They're just like, hey, how many years is it? What even happened to the revolution? I don't know. What are we even doing out here? And yeah, everyone's just confused as hell and usually kind of angry. Alright, so he's gonna go visit his mom. Alright. We have arrived at the location. You have arrived at your mom. Okay, what do we want to buy here? Is there anything we want to buy? Let's go pick up some heal leaves. So, probably should have allowed those to be picked up. Revive stones. I've got some. It's not so bad. And then a couple heal packs. I'll just let Anderson carry those because, yeah, he kind of needs them. Okay, let's go ahead and go in here, get that shield, and then move on with the story. Like, hey mom, I shanked some people. Like, oh, I've been worried about you. Like, oh geez, don't worry about me. War's all fun and things. This is clearly. Alright. So here's the shield from your parents. It'll keep you safe from petrification. Nifty. Alright, so we get that thing. Yeah, so that prevents one unit from being petrified. The downside is, yeah, most classes don't actually have the option to avoid petrification. So it's either you kill the cockatrice first, or you don't. That's kind of about it. I'll let them run for one rest cycle real quick. I actually don't remember if I can pick up Hellhounds on this map, because I do want to pick up 2 Hellhounds, hopefully as early as possible, but, you know, that's been an iffy subject so far. Alright. Yeah, alright. We're out of here. They should just be about at their first rest cycle. So, we've got Dardanelles next, so we'll go over to Volmus here. Actually, Yeah, I think Bulmus is the cheapest current training available. So we'll go ahead and get Anderson some training first of all. Gonna try to put most of the team through training. Largely because there was exactly one squad that got almost all the experience last time, and that was Lucy and her dragon. Unfortunately, again, they lost their baby dragon, but still, they completely dominated the whole rest of the map. So, and they're a little bit over level. A Truffle Shield and 2 Golems equal Cockatrice Death Squad. Very true, very true. Come to think of it, where can I find Wild Golems? Do you know off the top of your head? Because I was actually thinking something similar to that. Like, it would just be really nice to have a team that can deal specifically with Cockatrice squads. Because let's see, we haven't quite gotten to the point where we'll see one. So I mean, we have a minute to set that up, but still. Something that I'd like to get done down the line. Like, I'm thinking with Troy here, give him a few levels as Phalanx. Probably Aznabel and him are going to switch positions down the line. I want Aznabel to be really, like, he seems pretty strong there. We'll actually keep him around, since I never got an answer on that whole should we fire him or not thing. But yeah. Where was I getting at here? If I make him into a Phalanx, and then I also change Troy here into a Berserker, we should be getting a good amount of just overall good physical stats for both of them. So I might be going for something like that. I don't remember, they should be in the mountains, but I don't know what stage. Okay, well, we'll search around some mountains if we find them. We don't really need them just yet. Let's see, plus they would turn to Stone Golems, true, they upgrade. And then later on we need to hit them with lightning, and then they'll turn into Boulder Golems. Although apparently just hiring regular Boulder Golems is apparently easier than actually getting them that way, but whatever. Okay. Next up for training, let's stick Dio's team in. See what they want to do. Hello there, Mr. Guy with an axe, and guy with the very extreme abs. Man. Kind of cracks me up the fact that they have muscular rocks. They could just be like a brick of rock and there's nothing you can do, but no, you know what, they tried, they took a chisel, they got themselves just completely toned. It's impressive. Impressive crap right there. So, yeah, this is about the worst team for handling this particular squad, but oh well. Just slowly chip away at the stone. It'll make you stronger. In fact, I probably don't want to give everyone too many levels. Well, I mean, right now I'm just trying to catch up the squads that didn't exactly get to participate very much last time. But yeah, specifically once I get to the point of having stone swords that I can give to everybody, I probably want to start handing those out to rookies, just because those give you a little bit of extra vitality, so presumably an extra little bit of survivability, meaning that, yeah, those are handy. It's going to be a really long time till we get one of them. I didn't realize for that guy to survive, but they are fighting rock monsters. So naturally, it's going to take a bit of a while. Oh well. So funny note, right? So the other day, when I was going through X Division and all that, I was having a relatively rough time of it, and I kept hearing for the longest time just like how easy the vanilla game was compared to that mod. So out of curiosity yesterday, I decided to go back and, you know, go back to the campaign that gave me an issue way back in the day. Like, was it like 2 years ago now? Like, wherein, what was it? No, okay, not Lucy. Taki, there we go, that's the one that needs training. So, I was playing that game on Veteran for the longest time, and I kept having the same issues over and over and over. Which is that I would start the game, and early on, if you wind up finding the exactly perfect spot to put your base, you can usually respond to everything super early, and you can, like, get yourself a capture right off the bat, you can get your research going really early, but then other times you'll put it down in whatever seems to be the optimal place to put it, and then it's like, hey, so nothing's happened for like 4 months, and you just see like little blips all around the map. Like, oh yeah, they attacked here, they attacked here, they attacked here, and it's like, okay, none of these are in my range. Like, I can't do anything. And so, like, it would start off with that, and then it would start off with, or rather, then it would follow up with the 18 that you start off with getting completely wiped randomly. and then would just like lose the first Terra mission, and then it was just like could go make a bunch of planes and eventually deal with all the stuff coming down from the sky, but then would still start running into more and more issues and start taking more and more planes, and then funding would drop, and then the entire thing would fall apart. So that was the standard up until I randomly won during one of those campaigns. So yeah, going into X Division and all that, it's one of those things where I really kind of didn't expect anything to happen out of that. I expected to kind of lose just as much as the other ones, and surprisingly, it's held on for over a year now. But point being, I went back to the vanilla one, and yeah, I see what people are talking about. Suddenly, that like 7% accuracy people had is at like 25. Just like, oh yeah, you can fire 10 times at 25% accuracy. I wonder if this will hit. Yeah, that's a little bit more reliable, ain't it? Just a little bit. Just slightly. It's only, what is it, like almost, well, 3 to 4 times. It's like 3.5 times their accuracy. Point being, I can kind of see what people were talking about it being relatively easy now. But oh well. Might just be a matter of perspective. Okay, we got them a level. Those other two, I believe, are either close or already up to scratch, so that's fine. And then the one last training thing I wanted to do is Leah. Her team kind of got wiped last time, so want to see what we can go do for them. I'm also kind of low-key hoping that I run into one of those fights that give you a Pendra. I don't remember exactly when they are, actually. If anybody knows off the top of their head, that would be useful information. Like, I think there's one in Alba if you do 5 trainings in a row. I believe there's one in the other capital town, or not capital town, but there's another castle that's going to be available at the end of this chapter. There's one of the mountains, so I can go check that mountain and see if we can fight 5 fights there. In fact, let's go ahead and turn off battle animations real quick just to speed this up a little. But yeah, so basically the deal is all the elemental Bendras you get from winning 5 training fights in a row, and then all of the other 2 are apparently from special events. So as I understand it, well, the dark one you get from trading a Hellhound, which is why I wanted one of those Hellhounds. And I believe that's actually coming up relatively soonish. But anyway, so you get that Hellhound, and then the light one, I actually have no idea where you get that one. You get it from somewhere or other. Alright. Leave, and they're done. Are they gonna level up? Not quite. I might want to give them one more fight because Leah's been a little bit iffy lately. Like, I want to say Malaysia is actually one of them. I thought the Mine was one of them. Because, yeah, I think Alba's one. I think Malaysia. Do I want to do 5 more fights? Well, tell you what. I'll save the rest of the money that's available, and then we'll go to Malaysia next time. Like, this whole region has all the mountains, so we'll go there later. Alright, let's go ahead and move on then. Let's go deal with Dardanelles. Dardanelle. The Infernal Aura. That's why you don't go to Taco Bell. It just scares everybody right out of the car. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Southern region. Like, hey there, guy, would you like to sacrifice your family for really, really, really crappy superpowers? I might be punished. I don't know, he sounds weirdly excited about that one. I don't know if I'm the only one that gets that impression, but it's just, he seems weirdly excited about the punishment prospects. So he wants to tell him to redeem himself, and I still don't get his logic here. He's like, okay, sacrifice your family for crazy demon powers to go end a rebellion that, like, honestly, the whole demon thing ends up causing more problems than the actual rebellion itself. But whatever. Alright. So now we go meet with these guys. Ah, cutscene skip would be nice, but oh well. Oh, by the way, one more thing I should point out. So the whole Meko story thing, I'm actually going to be doing that later today. Largely because I already had this mostly set up to, to get going and all that kind of thing, so it was just easier to do this one first and then do the other one later. Alright, it's this map. Right, this one took absolutely ages last time. Alright. Actually, wait. No, the first version of it didn't. Yes. This is the one that had all the sweet ghosts in it. So, first order of business, I need to send really, really strong guys out east, I think. Or was it north? I don't know. Let's see. Before I forget this, yes I know, I almost forgot again. Everyone needs to have some items. So let's go give you another one of these and these. Let's give you a full complement of these, as well as a revive stone in case you somehow need it. And a heal pack. Let's give you guys a bunch of helays. Bottom here. These guys probably don't need very much. Right, go down, thank you. The controller's just being all weird. These guys tend to travel a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and get one of those. 3 more heal leaves. It's interesting how much more carry capacity they have nowadays. Right, and let's get one of those. These, or just one of these. And I guess we're actually good to go this time. Okay. Exit the screen, hell yeah. We're done here. Alright. So what are we doing here? So we got this guy come in, what's your deal? A dragon, 2 doll masters, just the dragons right there. So, I'm gonna send Lucy down south then. So we need just like a battering ram here, so... Actually, Lucy... Tell you what, Lucy, you're gonna go block the bridge. Like, don't even engage them. You're just gonna block the bridge. Whatever else they decide to do, that's on them. As far as that town to the right, we're gonna send Dio and Lee out there, along with any other groups that they need. Just because I figure they're reasonably competent. In fact, we'll give them the 2 Valkyrie squads. So there we go, let's send them out that way. Yeah, Uterus over here seems really, really good. Actually, her squad's held up surprisingly well this entire time. Okay, so, Dyson and whoever the other one is, the 2 Berserker squads. You guys... where are you? Where is the other Berserker? Maybe I'm thinking Anderson. Whatever. Okay, so Anderson, you're gonna go to this bridge. So you're gonna go right there, and you're gonna help defend it. Taki's also gonna go up this way. I'm still kind of assuming all these towns are gonna be relatively neutral. Yeah, 61... 46. Definitely the morale mechanic isn't as prevalent as it was in the other games. Alright. Katarina, you're gonna go explore these mountains for me, and then Vanessa's gonna stand by on defense. Actually, no. Vanessa... You're gonna join this team, I think. Yep. And we're just gonna have 1 guy in defense. We're just gonna leave Mr. Obsidian Sphinx to guard everything, and we should be fine. Alright. You ran into my strongest. Let's turn these battle animations back on, because I like them. I like them real good. Alrighty. Now, the problem is, she needs to either completely wipe out that squad, or she needs to just not engage them at all. Lucy, come on. I need you to go this way. No, stop trying to follow the road. You do not need the road. Just go directly that way, avoid him, and block the road. This thing is, yeah. I'm pretty confident in, what's-his-face. I'm pretty confident in Sphinx's ability to go ahead and kind of save them here. However, I'm gonna send Ydaris back over here, just to be sure. Basically... Ooh, yeah, it is the demon map. There's a demon map. He's a dude, I knew about this, but stuff happened. It's actually funny, because this guy is always a knight, whether or not you have a knight in the party. Burster! And then they have a last stand, and then they die. What is that thing? Is it some kind of monster? And then you have to go save Rebecca in the other room. So this is the first encounter. Strongest. Definitely go strongest. The thing is, I want to try and retreat as fast as possible. Because of that. So these guys hit real hard because they're technically over-leveled. However, with a little bit of shenaniganry, we can beat these guys, no problem. In fact, let's just have you go weakest at this point. As long as they don't crit, we're alright. Come on. This ninja guy just sucks. What is the point of you not even blocking? Right. Get the hell out of there. The problem is, yeah, I need to swap out that ninja with somebody else. So I want to get a Master Ninja now down the road. They seem to be real good, but... Dang. Up until they get that class, it seems like they're absolute hot garbage. I'm honestly not even sure what it is that they get out of being that class. Like, one of the things I was saying going into this run is that I want to try and explore all the classes to some degree. You know, see if we can figure out what makes some of them viable. But yeah, I don't know. Some of them are just really, really sucky. That's... No, you can retreat as well. We don't want to lose anyone to that stupid demon. Dang ogres and crap. All these friggin' Shreks coming in and absolutely Shrekking everyone. And yeah, I think Lucy might end up launching these guys into the opposite direction. Whatever, it's fine, as long as they don't take that neutral town and get a reputation ruin. It's possible. We might be able to make it. That little bathrobe-looking guy just got 8. Perfect. I think it's at least relatively decent. What do we do here? We got that guy being a problem. I think Dio... What's your formation looking like? We just need the one guy moved out of the way, I think. So we'll just move him back there. He won't be super amazing. So, we go ahead and try to finish up this one. That should free up Lucy to help deal with these ogres over here. They're gonna shank, she's gonna fire, and they're gonna... We should be able to get another turn here, actually. Usually they end up getting their second turn right away. I guess that's not the case this time. Yeah, we're getting close, though. Once we start getting full teams, we're actually going to be able to have Pendras and things. Oh man, we're going to be able to actually use them for stuff. It still kind of surprises me that despite everything that's all the progress they made with this game, they never made Ogre leaders. Like, they still need a random wizard or some crap to lead them. It's kind of strange. Hello there, Mr. Sarbo. No audio because I'm at a car mechanic, but hi, also won't be working. Well, hello there, Mr. Sarbo. Never think of it, I need to get the name of the character afternoon. There we go, let's pop that in chat. So yeah, I think next promoted male character is going to be Cerebro. Okay, so that's fine. They lost a little bit. Doesn't seem like Lee has very much luck on this map. I think after this, though, we're going to have to stop having so many runs around. Because we're kind of getting to the point where I actually have to make proper teams going. So we're probably going to down it to maybe one run per team. Maybe just one run squad per team in a relatively safe tile. So you don't trust him, he'll get you killed. Jeez. Jeez, rude. You only kind of sort of got killed multiple times. I don't know what you're talking about. Only slightly red paste all over the place. It's perfectly fine. Expect coffee to always kill me? Oh, jeez. Alrighty then. Guess we're gonna have one of those kinds of days. There we go, we gotta put this in chat. Servo mod ended up getting a new update, it seems. Fantastic! I was actually planning to do that tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow, all things being ideal, was supposed to be Servo and the XCOM 2 run. So yeah, if you're interested in those. Also, Burton became a fighter. As much as I want to keep the fact that, you know, he's friggin' Burton, we're gonna have to rename him now. We have to rename him to Servo. See, Cow died, Rakes died, and I died a few times. See? See? I mean, there's second chances. Plus, also, Mr. Evan, you're not completely dead. You're not completely dead, you know why? You always have the option to come back as a zombie, so... Yeah, there we go. See, like, you'll become a zombie. You'll be over here, you'll be like, man, check out all my invincibility and my sweet eye patch. Now, the question is, who bothered to put on an eye patch? They're already a zombie. What's that gonna do? It's like, let me try and patch up the zombie. Put some duct tape on there. They kind of got half their head sliced off, so just like duct tape that crap back on there. Okay, who the hell was that? That actually just got promoted. It was one of these guys. Was it this guy? I think it was this guy. Yeah, Burton. There we go. Plus you're in Troy's team. They've had a pretty good track record. Alright, set a bow. Set a bow. Yes, I'll select plans. I'll go all the way up to the very end. I'm gonna be that way. Car's ready. It's alright, Cerebro. You'll last a little bit. Alright, I'm actually going to move the ferry up front, because they're kind of part of the front line here. That's looking alright. I mean, again, you're part of Troy's team. They do pretty well. Like, historically, all runs up to this point, they've done a pretty solid job of surviving. Little grunts, less so, but oh well. So we've got two guys on the run at the moment. Dio's going to go finish off that one. You're a Death Knight? Exactly. You have to die in order to die better. Had to be like it always shows up in Tactics Overlooked. Just have to go get your death level up. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, they just basically you still get ranks even when your character dies. So, for example, you'll have situations where, like, if somebody's hit by a spear, they learn how to use spears better. So somebody will get stabbed in the face by a spear and level up and die. It's like, yay! But I died learning more about spears as they entered my brain. It's pretty good stuff. Alright, so let's move you here. We've got this Wizardlington going off that way. So, in fact, Katrina, you should probably force him to go here, because Murphy's kind of the perfect counter for them. They're not Murphy, Anderson is the perfect counter for them. There we go, we liberated Melfi. Alright, Taki-san, tell me what we're dealing with here. Is it some kind of demon apocalypse? Hell yeah, it is. There's a crossroads, and this guy has nothing to say. Like, he's like, oh yeah, it's a melting pot and everything else. There's an apocalypse out there, but it's fine, it's fine. There's like people getting gored in the streets by demons and crap, but it's alright. I got my pint. Everything's good. See, death is a great license and silence figured out. Alright, I mean, it can work. It can work. Alright, Dyson, I want you to get some levels. So you, chase them down, please. It's a good lesson. I mean, it's the last one you ever learned, so it better be a good one. Right. So, Miss Sorceress Chick, could you please run faster? I kinda need you to do a better job here. Okay. See, this is the team that I really should have sent in to go fight the demons. Because, yeah. Oh, by the way, Aznabel actually hits as hard as one of those Ogre guys right now. But no, this is the team I should have sent in, because look at this. They have permanently regenerating zombies in the front row. So, technically speaking, like, they can take as much damage as they need to. Like, those guys will just absorb it all. In fact, arguably the best place to put zombies is like you have one right in the center front and one in the center back. That way they're always the target, and they always take the brunt of damage. So, we'll see. We'll see if we end up doing that. We'll see. Alright. So they're gonna finish taking that town. They've almost got it at this point. Dio, yeah, you go assist in taking the stronghold. Lucy, you can probably assist in taking out this guy. Actually, no. What's your status? What's your status right now? Like, how's that dragon holding up? I could use a little bit of repairs. We're gonna go repair this dragon by shoving him in the city, so... He needs to burninate some countrysides in order to feel better about himself. You know, as all dragons do, it's understandable. Burnination is their way of life, after all. Even though he only bites. That one's completely incapable of burning things, which you'd think would make them kind of completely worthless, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, he's a flying alligator for all intents and purposes. Doesn't really make a terribly good Charizard. Actually, funny thing. So, right, so yesterday, you know, I'm going through some books trying to teach my daughter colors and all that, because she's been learning colors and letters and all that kind of thing lately. And so I'm going through, and yeah, sure enough, there's just this giant orange lizard thing, and yeah, so she can't figure out how to pronounce whatever it was on there. It was, what was that thing? It was some form of gecko that I was trying to teach her, and so she said something that sounded like Charizard, so I started laughing, and so I was saying, no, that's not a Charizard, that's a lizard. Long story short, later on, her mom is sitting down reading, you know, sitting there and reading things, and so she points to a lizard. She's like, "What's this thing? Charizard!" Like, yes, I've taught my daughter well. Oh man, total accident, but it worked out so great. Ah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. See, those are the moments. Those are the moments that you died for. Alright. This guy's gonna get all crazy and demonic and stuff. How are you guys thinking on these battle animations, though? Do you want to keep them on, or do you want to just, like, turn them off to speed stuff up? What do you think? Man, I like watching them. I also like speed, so kind of neutral on that whole matter. Can tell people I said hello and all that kind of thing. Shake, shake, everybody's got their spears. Man, you gotta do this all damage. It's pretty impressively bad, actually. So thankfully he's doing the right stuff. They stuck their leader in the very front, like smart people, so they can just go ahead and beat the hell out of their sorcerers up there. So you enjoy them on. It's rare I turn them off. Yep. I'm thinking I'll probably just like turn them off for training and things like that, but for everything else, I'm probably fine. Bungasway. Let's see what Bungasway is all about. Are you gonna tell us about that whole demon invasion that just happened right in front of you? Central Division sent reinforcements. Are you afraid? No, they got all demonized. And I love how their idea of, like, here's this crazy amazing superpower, it's like they got an extra level. Like, you guys realize you could have just gone training and you could have had actual useful classes instead of these crazy demon things, yeah? Sword clear? I mean, you had the option. It was there. It was a way better option, in fact. See about taking out the leader. They don't have anyone left that can target the leader, I don't think. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'm probably just going to set them to attack weakest. So they'll have one more encounter, but it's fine. That's how you know they're doing well. They're actually winning against dragons. They're doing a good job at the winning! One last encounter, and this should finish them off. Actually, no, it shouldn't. Because they just... yeah, they just turned around. So now the bulk of their damage is going into the dragons, so they're not going to do nearly as much. But they've got just enough damage to finish off the leader. So, yeah, I think once the leader's gone, these guys are just going to aimlessly wander, so I'll let them rest back in town. I'm actually going to retreat them out of here so that the dragons don't get their extra turn. So I'm going to retreat them back to town. Probably going to have the Berserker squad go deal with those. Because, yeah, these guys are not durable enough to take on any more fights for now. Actually, Vanessa probably feels pretty gypped here. So, man, the other one gets this basically invincible zombie army at the front of theirs, and what do I get? With these little grunts. Something's a little bit one-sided here, just saying. Why does one get the way better team? It's because not enough people have zombified yet, that's why, okay? Everyone's gonna have an invincible zombie shield, just give it time. In fact, Evan might become the ultimate zombie shield, we don't know! I mean, he was pretty reasonably durable already, and now that he can just regenerate back to life, you know, that seems pretty possible. Also, now that Berserker's about to die, I'd like to hopefully avoid that situation because my Berserkers have not had a fantastic life expectancy so far. That's probably why I'm expected to turn them all into knights. Right. Mr. Dyson, proceed to augment your suck by using some leaves, I think. There we go. Correct it. Just slap a band-aid on that sucker and you're all good. Just used a green herb. Somehow worked as good as the red ones. Man. So yesterday was with all the other news of like RE2 remake and stuff. I was going through the original RE2, just, you know, of course, I'm pretty sure everybody that didn't have $60 to spare ended up going through the original this week. But so I'm going through the whole thing, and I gotta say, the PSN release, whatever they did differently with it, I don't know why the arrange mode is so bizarre. Like, I went through the normal mode, you know, unlocked the B campaign. For some reason, there's no option to restart the to do the B campaign. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Then on top of that, like, I go to the arrange mode, it refuses to let you do normal on arrange mode. They're like, no, you gotta do rookie first. And you know what rookie mode consists of? They friggin' start you off with an unlimited machine gun. It's like, here you go, here's the survival horror thing. Have an unlimited SMG. Clearly, this is going to be such a challenge. So, yeah, it's literally just like, most of the puzzles are done, and that Griffin just died. Awesome. This is not the team that I wanted fighting this. Crap, he's one of my most useful ones. I need to stop telling stories and start not losing all the time. Alright. I got levels anyway. Now get yourself back to town. But anyway, so yeah, I was going through the whole thing, and I don't know why. I don't know why they released it in such a weird way. Like, the only assumption I can think of is maybe, just maybe, there's something in there that allows you to start the B campaign. Okay, we found a rosary. You're gonna need it considering how hard you've been needing religion lately. Oh crap, yeah, your team's dead. Your team's dead! Nice knowing you, ninja guy. I was hoping you'd actually survive, but yeah, no. Pretty sure this entire team is dead right now. Alright, come on, retreat bar. There we go. They just got the retreat bar. It's fine. It's fine. This is far from unwinnable right now. Like, as long as we have 2 to 3 functional parties by the end of the game, we're okay. She just managed to escape. Anderson's doing his business over there. Just finish him off. But yeah, so why exactly they don't let you have normal mode for range mode on that game, I don't know. I have to say, I was a little bit annoyed. What the hell? What's that about? Huh. I just randomly kicked a random flashlight that was lying around. That's a first. Okay. So like I was saying, Mr. Cerebro, you are in Troy's team. You are in the good team. You're in the one that doesn't tend to take losses that often. Like, Anderson is basically Rick from last time. Like, he's just the unstoppable super beast with 2 tanks in the front. Like, he does not lose. Like, as of so far, I think they've lost some grunts, and that's about it. So, Taki, tell you what, given that they're attacking the capital, I'm gonna need you to go back there. Dio, actually no, Dio not so much. I think Leah and Uterus. The weird, yeah, wizard guy is probably gonna take a minute to get there, but we do have a whole bunch of stuff coming towards the capital right now. So you go ahead and defend it. Wild Hawk, man, what should I do? Make him your friend, that's what you should do. Just slap him around a whole bunch and then ask him to join you. So we apparently operate on Bizarro cartel rules or something. Wham! 2 more attacks. You're gonna attack. Actually, 1 more attack. Perfect. Join us! And you can live. Fantastic. Birdman is our friend now. So we've got a Birdman. We need several Birdmen, because I want at least 1 flying squad. So we'll do that down the road. We've got some pretty decent strength going on at our base right now. In fact, who the hell has an exit gate? Does anyone here have an exit gate? You don't. You don't. I think Anderson does. No, Anderson does not. Vanessa, who has an exit gate? I know one of you does. Taki? No. Wait, who the hell have I... Dio, maybe? Lucy? There we go. Lucy's got an exit gate. Alright, we don't need anyone else defending the HQ. We're fine. That dragon will beat everything. He is the not Charizard. He's the vegan Charizard, that's who he is. Like, I'll be honest, I'm pretty certain that my leader squad can go ahead and beat everything without much issue here. But all the same, you know, it's always good to be safe. Like, these guys get 4 attacks and heal in the process, so they're pretty solid. I'll probably be spreading out those healers come next round. I definitely need more tanks and more healers. The lightning classes, especially in ninjas and stuff, they're just not holding up whatsoever. Alright, so these guys are gone. Ninja guy's gone. That guy was around from the very beginning. Dang it. Stop eating my people. Okay, so that's a bit of a downer. Kind of an extreme downer, in fact. He accepts his challenge. Come on, challenge. No more crit, please. No more crit, please. Do I chance it with a second rounder? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's not worth it. Just retreat them out of here. Because if they go for the capital again, it's fine. The leader's almost dead. There's not really much to worry about there. So that's fine. How's everybody else doing? Alright, tell you what, Dyson, we really don't have time for you to sit around all day, so you go ahead and use another lead on Mr. Ken over here, and hopefully take the next town up the road. So they're going to take that town. Anderson is going to go ahead and just kind of charge through there. His only goal is to attack her. So there we go. Whatever way that ends up going, that's how it'll end up going. Survive one more. Except they shouldn't. Yeah, no. It's time to get out of here. Can't afford losing anyone else. Yeah, the overall turnaround on these guys is not looking too great. Because we gained 1 and we lost 3 over the course of this fight. So, actually, no, wait. We gained 2, we lost 3. Also, somehow, why is he always the priority? Dang it. Please don't kill that archer. Come on now. Leader's gone, so they're gonna back off. Archer's getting healed. We can at least survive this first round. Oh, good, and they even dodged it. Maybe they can stick around for 2 rounds. Yeah, excellent. Absolutely excellent. Okay. This is survival. Beautiful. Alright, so with them out of the way, that leaves 2 guys that are only a mile off, right? Katarina, you finish off these ones. Lucy, you go ahead and have yourself a snack. Eat it. Eat the demon. Shitaki, what's your team looking like? Looking pretty okay. You know what? They can probably go ahead and do a little bit of damage here, too. Alright. This is hands down the worst angle you could have attacked. Fantastic. So, their Sorceress is the only one in good attacking position here. Both the Amazon and the Soldiers only get 1 attack here. Healers only get 1 heal. So overall, it could be a little bit better. Just a little bit. So I can have them retreat so they're not getting absolutely pummeled. These are one of our 2 squads that are actually holding up pretty okay right now. So let's get them out of the way. Because I'm pretty sure these guys are actually the strongest. Of all of them, I know for a fact that these guys come in over leveled, so they should be the strongest one. This one shouldn't really be much of a threat anymore, especially because they're about to go fall asleep. So there's that, and we've got, we've just got a couple squads on the right. I know about those ones that were coming in from the side, that's why I haven't moved anyone over on the eastern side of things yet. So I'm going to let them do a little bit of defense, then move everybody out to mop up, and hopefully should be done defending the capital by that point to send everyone back to assist. So, you guys just go ahead and attack weakest. Just pick on their leader a little bit. Oh no, come on! No! Dude! You don't get crits! Well, congratulations, Cerebro, you just died. You were, like, the only casualty this team has ever had. I need to stop naming people after people. Anyway, so we're 2 down in this fight, thanks to a bit of a crit there. Man, that's why it happened, too. They just got tired. They just started getting tired. Right. I mean, it's not showing that they're tired yet, but still. I'm pretty sure that's why. Alright. Here's a heal leaf. Some nonsense. Actually, come to think of it, no, we're only down 1 now that I think about it, because we had 3 recruited during this fight. Or, during this part, rather. There was 1 that I got earlier. So he couldn't even make it 1 fight? I mean, he tried! He tried so much! No, actually, no, he did make it 1 fight. Like, they had a couple fights on their way over, and they did really well, and just Troy was in there just completely wrecking everything, and Anderson was nuking everything, and it was just good times. And then just out of nowhere, just Ogre comes in like, hey, check out my crit powers, and then completely squished him. So that's always, you know, it could be a little bit better, I guess is what we're gonna go with. I'm sorry, literally everyone that I've named after anything. Alright. See, like, look, everyone else is just dodging this guy because their accuracy absolutely sucks, let alone their odds of getting a crit. Get wrecked. And this is why Lucy's team is just going to survive forever. Because she does not fail. In fact, she might even be taken over as the head trainer at this point. Because I've only got one dragon, there's really nothing else for her to do. Take care of those losers? Exactly. So yeah. I think down the road what I want to do, because I think the dragons do still count as flying type, down the road what I'd like to do is set up a team of like 2 dragons and a birdman, and just like have them flying around completely wrecking things, but I don't know for a fact how realistic that would be. Also, not dragons, worms, I should say. They're the ones with the flying abilities, and that ability is still scary. Although we saw the one in the back that has that pumpkin machine situation. Resist! Yeah, there it is. God, that move is ridiculous. In fact, yeah, I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Goodbye. Goodbye to your nonsense. I'm sorry, what's that? It's completely bullcrap and we get 6 extra attacks? Yes, it is bullcrap. So is your move that just instantly wrecks everybody. Oh crap, no. Good. We can't retreat now is the thing. Okay, whatever, fight's done. Whew, okay, that was... yeah, we almost lost Troy there. He's just there with his friggin' last-second block. Man. Okay, Anderson, yeah, you're done. You need a rest. Like, they did everything they could. Didn't expect the second Dollmaster squad there. It's okay. Here, okay. Lucy, your assistance is gonna be needed. Let's go ahead and move you... let's move you here for the time being. It's a little bit closer, she can have a little bit of a rest. Who do we got here? Okay, we got them 3 guarding that town. This guy's about to fall asleep, so whatever. Just leave that as it is, and move on. Alright, you're gonna move up there. Vanessa, you're probably free to go assist with this charge up here. So as long as they take that town, we'll have a little bit more leeway here. In fact, I think I'm gonna have the sorceress back off because I don't want them. Right, that squad at the very south there, their leader's gone, so there's no need to chase them into that neutral territory. So for the time being, we'll just leave them alone. I think. So your thing. Oh, by the way, I think I mentioned this during the ferry run and all that, but it turns out that when you have an entire legion and stuff like that set up, the ones that come in for the attack can actually get a crit. So you can potentially get a full, like, party-wide 60 damage AoE out of that. It just kind of depends. They're a little bit finicky, but yeah, it all works out right. I think it can work pretty darn well. Okay, yeah. Katarina, you need to be moving up. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go finish off this squad right here. It's not necessarily that I need them finished off, but these guys are about to fall asleep, so... Actually, yeah, you just go ahead and finish them. If we charge them, they're gonna go into the river. Alright, do it. Do it! They're just here taking a nap. How nice of you to do so. Please take out their leader. Shank. Shots. Shank and shots. Alright, good job. And you're done. So at this point, those guys aren't a threat anymore. We'll worry about pacifying them in a little bit. We'll probably worry about all that cleanup and everything else in a little bit too. For now, I want them both focusing on the same guy. In fact, I want you to go ahead and use some of your items. Never mind, he's at full health. Alright, Dyson. Show them how to vacuum everything up. That doesn't work with Dyson. I need to name one of them Broom or something. To clarify, by the way, he actually came in named Dyson. He didn't rename him Dyson. But still. Right. Yeah, I can't really say they're doing too fantastic, but... I mean, they did a damage. Just a little bit, but they got a little bit through. Alright. Let's go ahead and have you... Oh, that's why. It's because they're tired as hell. Alright, you go ahead and heal him up. This is probably going to be a bit of a waste because I'm just immediately going to tell them to camp, but still. Yeah, you just go ahead and camp. They're probably going to get attacked by that witch, or I guess not. Alright, so Vanessa here, yeah, they're going to go ahead and provide support. Taki's going to take a bit of a rest, then they're going to join in on that attack. Would be nice to have them all attacking at once, but it seems like waves are doing just fine. So we'll do it that way. I need to stop forgetting how good this team is, by the way. Because with how hard Asnabel hits at this point, they're easily one of our best breakthrough units. Lightning that guy, and you're hitting the wrong guy! No! It's alright. It's alright. We'll get through eventually. That one little guy is in the back like, man, I can't believe I didn't get hit through all that nonsense. I can't believe it! And yeah, we might have Asnabel as a good unit this time. We'll just see. See how it goes. Yeah, this buddy system thing's actually working out pretty okay. Guys are ready to attack. Perfect. Go ahead and do that thing. Do the whole attacking shindig. Yeah, there's just no excuse for them to lose this one. They basically got everything already set up for them. There we go, free experience. You're welcome. Level up. Okay. So, what do we have here? We have plate mail. Nifty. So who's your next opponent? Probably gonna be these guys. They are taking a nap like smart boys, and we need that to be resolved. We're going to deal with that. Once they're all amassed, there's 2 more towns to take after this before the capital. So, yeah, they've still got a couple guys scattered around, but for the time being, what we're going to do is, yeah, these guys are going to slowly push their way through. They're probably going to need Anderson's help. It's fine, it'll come when it comes. Ah, there goes a good bit of their damage. Wonder what's a good way to set up a witch. Because technically speaking, their second attack is almost always pointless. Just because all they end up accomplishing is paralyzing a unit that already took their turn. Meaning that, weirdly enough, they only become useful later in the game once everybody's taken 3 turns. Huh. Weird. So these guys get free damage. Interestingly, they didn't even wake up. I wonder how tired they must be, because, yeah, usually they at least wake up. Though it might be one of those cases where they're just resting during the day because they have no leader. It's kind of what happened last time, that they were just sleeping the entire time. So they ended up beating all of these ridiculously over-leveled squads and everything else, and it was like, what's the actual challenge here? And then I get some messages after the fact. Yeah, they were just asleep the whole time, that's basically what happened. They're functionally like, what's it? What the hell is that thing? It's, slack off, Vigorot, what's that? Slacking? There we go. They're basically like a frickin' slacking. Which I realize I've been referencing that specific Pokemon a bunch of times lately, but it's basically what they are. they've got crazy high stats, and then they spend a lot of time sleeping. Because apparently their fatigue goes up like crazy. So, yeah. And maybe it's just really tiring for them to be out of whatever friggin' demon realm they're in. Dyson, you need items, the stuff's getting dicey. Yes. There we go, heal him up before we lose anyone else. We cannot afford any other casualties. Like, if we get maybe 2 more random recruits on the roads, then we might kind of sort of break even. Alright, these guys are coming back. That's fine. We're actually going to need 2 squads to finish off that demon squad down there. Other than maybe some unique drops, there's not a whole lot of reason to go after them. We're not really at the point of the game where unique drops are going to be unique enough to actually warrant going out of our way to finish off everybody, considering that the risk is usually far more than the experience gained, and we can always just spend more money on training afterwards to get that experience anyway. So, we'll see. And that poor little soldier guy is just having a real rough time of it. I think I'm just going to swap him around instead of doing anything else here. So they got pushed back again. Chris is about to take a nap. What's your deal? Yeah, you're the one with the ogre and the golem. No wonder you beat that one guy. Okay. Dyson, tell you what. Change your formation around a little bit. No, don't. No, break camp. It's not the button I meant to push. Go ahead and take this stronghold. Swap you around, and then we should be all good. So, that guy doesn't have a leader, so he's just going to run. The witch is more than likely just going to keep attacking. Alright, what do we got in the Dardanelles? Yes, I was seeing double last night, but it wasn't a dream. I saw monsters. Okay. No, sure, we totally won't believe you. They're only basically everywhere. Who would possibly believe it? I mean, there's like at least friggin' 5 of them that were hanging out defending your town gates. I don't know who would possibly believe that kind of crackpot story. A million people believe some pretty crackpot stuff. Actually, in that case, wait, it would be more like who wouldn't. Whatever. I'm just gonna shut up before I make myself even dumber than it sounds like I always am. By which I mean, yes, I always say dumb things. What a big shocker. Anyway. Should be able to break these guys without too much effort. Do we have a promotion yet? Dang it, why do you never promote? Got promoted already. We need to replace all those guys that died. Alright. Come on, little soldier mans. You got this. So, okay. So, what I'm thinking of here. With each of their particular models on the map, I'm kind of wondering if, like, maybe if they have a specific part of their frame or whatever else that's sticking out, if that's what's causing them to get priority sometimes. Like, I've noticed, kind of in almost all cases, it seems like specifically Knights and Magnus' squad always end up getting targeted. Man, Eisenbell is amazing this time. Yeah, okay. My last run through of this, he was so disappointing that I didn't even let him die and just turned him into a fairy. Like, he sucked that much. So, to see him actually doing, like, proper work this time is a bit surprising. I'm not sure what causes that. Anyway, so, like, right here, he's holding the sword out. Magnus kind of has his just hair sticking out? I don't know, but there's always some of them that always seem to get targeted first. Like right here. Dyson always seems to take priority despite the fact that he was the last one on that town. I think, anyway. So I wonder if that's... I don't know if that's anything. Maybe it's insignificant, maybe it's just a coincidence. But I'm thinking it has to be something like that. Okay, promoted yet? No! Why do you not promote? I mean, they should be getting 6 points for each of these fights, meaning that every 5 wins that they get, they should be getting a new soldier. There's something here, power fruit. Okay, Dyson, now that you are completely amazing, I need you to go deal with these guys. They are still napping. They're in really rough shape. Ooh, that boy just took a nap. That's going to get a hard time. So, that town in the south is a bit of a pain to take. The one kind of more to the north only has 1 defending it, and they usually seem to retreat to go take the capital. So we shouldn't have too much trouble with that. In fact, the 2 Valkyrie squad that's currently out in the battles, they likely won't be able to take that town. But we'll get to that as we get to it now. We'll finish that one off. There's... If one of them gets a crit... No, he didn't. Okay. I was going to say, if one of them gets a crit, they can go ahead and finish that one. They're not going to be able to, though. Oh, well. Any promotions? No. Give me promotions! I need them. So yeah, right now, what's it, Udaris' squad here, they're basically going to be the prototype for what I want to see going down the road. Because this, like, 3 frontliner, 2 guys in the back thing, it's really good for speed training, but it's not nearly as good for just overall party viability, because if they can't directly break through something, like, for example, this situation right here, yeah, that's a nice 2 damage with a crit you got there. Like, with these kinds of situations, they're going to have a bit of a story. Oof. Wow, they're just getting hammered. Okay. Yeah, that was rough. They can still do it. Like, they can break through. It's just going to take some items for them to do so. Just because they don't have any casters, and I don't have any truly good casters as of yet. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use items because it's going to take them like, maybe 3 days to heal out of all that damage. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, I kind of prefer how slow they heal in this game. Like, March of the Black Queen, it did seem a little bit ridiculous, and then you just get beaten within an inch of their life, and then they'd go up to a town. And, like, a day later, they're like, oh man, my entire spine was crushed, and basically I was missing 3 limbs, but I'm fine now. It's all good. We're good to go. So there's something here. It's a healing. Alright, these guys need to camp. I'm gonna let you take a couple steps so that you're on the same tile as her, and then you camp as well. Alright, Dio and Lucy, they're gonna be the ones to take this town. So yeah, Dio's got some pretty good power behind his arm. That guy's still being a bit of a nuisance. Alright, Anderson, you're gonna move up to the defend. Which will leave Katarina here to go assist in taking this one. So we're gonna go right here. Actually, no, better idea. Obsidian Sphinx, you are gonna go right here. That works out pretty well, and then Anderson, you're gonna go defend the stronghold. So, there we go. Perfection. That also should chase this guy down a little bit, although he's probably just gonna return to position almost immediately. As he does. Right. Come on, Axeman. Oh, God, they hit like crazy. Attack weakest. I know it's not really going to do very much because we're just going to attack in front of them anyway. But the Ogre guy can at least beat him. Like, it's going to take a few rounds, but they can beat the guy. It seems like, as far as Ogre goes, like their overall template... Oh wow, they actually won! That's unexpected. Yeah, they actually managed to guard just enough attacks to be able to win it. Let's go ahead and have to use an item then. I'll go patch up Mr. Edgar over here. The main man, Edgar. Who will hopefully one day be able to drop a train on them. One day. Okay, back home and snarf down my breakfast. Congratulations, you've also snarfed down dirt. I'm sorry, you are currently dead. Yes, you didn't even last through one battle. Or, that is to say, you didn't last through one map. However, you might come back as a zombie. So yeah, currently you and Evan are in the zombification pile. And then as long as you don't get exercised, you're still in it! So yeah, you're there still. My bad. To explain what happened, this squad right here that everybody's still struggling with kind of came out of nowhere. I'm not! It's this Ogre right here! He got a crit on you. Like, you were supposed to have been just fine and survived the fight without any issues, and then he just came in like, yeah, check out my freaking, like, 40 damage crit. And then just, you died. You died real good. Hey! Willie became a fighter! Yay, we finally got a promotion. It's alright, it's alright. Plus, no. Again, not a murder. That is exactly the opposite. I mean, right now, we're actually, as of that promotion, we're only one under for this entire fight. We lost the Griffin, we lost you, we lost one of the other fighters. We got 2 promotions, and we got a Hawkman, and then hired a Fairy earlier, but... Actually, we lost somebody else, too. Oh, yeah, we lost my, my bodyguard ninja, but... That's fine. That's fine. This is still doable. This is still viable. This is still very, very viable, in fact, especially with teams like that one right there. So walked away for 30 minutes, get conscripted, and then immediately died. I mean, it's been worse. There have... Okay. Are you familiar with the, what was it? I think it was like the 1918 plague. Because there were people that literally got conscripted and died like a week later because the guy insisted that they needed to be sent into a disease-infested area to go win a war that was already won. Like it was... I think it was also known as like the plague that the world forgot or something like that. Like, it was basically a worldwide friggin' plague that everybody was being affected by, and yeah, everyone was so focused on winning World War I that they just gladly sent people to their deaths. It was real stupid, but yeah. In fact, there was a notable story that one of those recruiter guys that actually did that wound up just shooting himself as soon as he found out. Spanish influenza? Yeah, I think that was it. But it was ridiculous. Like, the stories coming out of that one were just, like, the most human crap ever. Like, oh yeah, we gotta win this thing we already won, there's a chance they'll come back. It's like, dude, they're dying from the exact same flu, what are we doing? Like, no, send like 100,000 people to their death, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure nobody will notice, or be extremely pissed. Ooh. And now we're going positive. See, we're going positive. We're getting these promotions, we're getting... It's good, it's good. And we're gonna have all these new zombies, so yeah. Not actually gone, just a bit more zombified than usual. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, Arena. Nobody better attack our HQ during all this time. Alright, Dyson, I need you to camp in the mountains. Right. So there's one team here. Yeah, nothing too threatening about these guys. Just Hawkmen. The birds people! The massive reference to Flash Gordon. Actually kind of funny. Like, you honestly would think that if this game had come out nowadays, and Flash Gordon had come out nowadays, dude, they would have gotten sued into the ground. It's kind of amazing that they didn't. Like, seriously, the entire series has just, like, straight-up ripped off characters from Flash Gordon. Which, yeah, you know what? It works. Alright, target location. You guys need to rest. Ooh, stuff happened? Stuff happened! What did the stuff happen? Hang on, this thing is supposed to tell me what the stuff happened. I don't know, I think that's the follow noise. I think. I don't know. Yes! Oh, thank you, Scrudge. It's there, that's what it was. It was showing up the whole time, I just didn't even notice. Much appreciated. Yeah, I usually don't even have this particular screen up, but I just saw it. It's nice, it all works now. I'm glad that that all the texts and notifications are finally working properly. Because that was unusually broken. Like, even more so than always, and I wish I knew why it did that all the time. But, you know, such is life. Anyway, welcome to OB64 week, where we'll be continuing this on in between all of the other interruptions. Okay, I'm sticking to one thing slightly more than usual. It's a step in the right direction, okay? See, our Streamlabs will work for me, crashes, EPSXE for me after 3 minutes on clockwork. Yeah, it's an iffy program. Like, right now, I constantly have a situation where, like, it will randomly decide to give me a white box instead of the chat box, or the little snowman thing on the bottom, or any one of those things, really. And it just randomly decides it doesn't exist. So, like, yes, I'm sorry, we heard that you would like this chat box to function. It is currently a square. You're welcome. But that's not a good prize. That's not what I wanted. See, are you planning to FFT later? I was planning to FFT tomorrow. Basically, I had promised to do the second half of the whole Himeko story launch day thing, since that actually launched into early access yesterday. Which is a game that's actually very similar to a sort of turn-based version of this game, in fact. Anyway, so yeah, it's still in early access, but it's looking promising. Anyhow, so yeah, I was planning to do it tomorrow along with the XCOM 2 kind of thingy, with priority on your mod. Basically, what was I getting at here? Yeah, basically it was supposed to be FFT today, but what ended up happening is that yesterday during the Himeko story thing, the power went out. It didn't go out for very long, but we're kind of in the middle of the snow apocalypse here, so, you know, there we go, another promotion. See, we're definitely going on. Stuff is going okay. And the nice thing is that they were that last survivor right on the very edge there. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. See, I was thinking about picking up that EA game. It looked good. It's actually surprisingly good. Like, it's... Here, by the way, if you want to Steam link it, I actually still have the command for it. It's exclamation mark HS, so it's, if you want the Steam link for it. See, it's light and dry, so it's drifting. Yeah, I think we're finally getting out of the woods here. Like, apparently some places we're getting negative frickin' 70. Like, that's how ridiculous it got. But yeah, it got to the point where you would go outside, you would just have icicles hanging off your nose and stuff. It was ridiculous. Alright, so you break camp, and you go ahead and assist in taking this town. And then that should be more than enough power to take that town. Okay, another Jingasa. Man, that place is full of helmets, I gotta say. It's gonna be 50s next week. Are we talking about going back to negative 50s? I thought the storm was over. Like, I know that I was really excited for this weekend because my wife was telling me it's actually gonna be positive 40. Like, oh my god, that feels like summer weather right now. Like, it would be nice to not need 3 coats to go outside. I mean, it would be nice for the dogs to go outside without panicking. It's just, oh, it's redonkulous. Just nuts. Like, 15 there? Yeah, it's... I think we're still technically in the negatives here. I think we're still at, like, negative 10 or something, but still. It's better than the negative 45 than it was. But yeah. We're still, it's still just like a sheet of ice outside, and the weirdest part is that somehow people can't get it through their heads. I keep hearing stories every single day that, like, oh, I was trying to, go this or the other place, and then somebody almost crashed into me because they were sliding across the road like a moron. Like, okay, so you'd think a bunch of people that live in the snow, that are used to the snow, that are around the snow, would get the idea of, hey, there's snow and ice everywhere. Maybe I shouldn't get off the freeway and immediately try to do a 3-lane switch while in the middle of a turn. And then they still cause pileups every single day. Like, every single friggin' day. It's everywhere. You hear alarms constantly off in the background. I actually live relatively close to a major road, and yeah, it never stops. So what are people thinking? This is not rocket science. Why do I have this team still fighting? Weird. Okay. Well, they don't need to be fighting. Oh well, let's see, you're probably drive like people in Florida when it snows. It's bizarre though. It's bizarre because you'd think everybody, like, they even have billboards all over the place, like, oh yeah, we chose this. And, like, there's people shoveling snow and everything else and going in coats and everything, and it's like, you know this. You live here. This is your life. How are you not aware to not make turns at, like, friggin' 100 miles an hour on an ice-covered road? And I don't mean, like, just covered. I mean, like, you could go, like, if you take a pick and take it to the ground, you will chip the ice, but you will not see the road. There's, like, an inch or 2 of ice on there. It's ridiculous. And yeah, people still speed in this. I feel like no one can ever drive in the snow properly. Yeah. Fair enough. It's just, I don't know what people are thinking sometimes. It's so weird. It's so weird. Oh well. I mean, that's humanity in a nutshell. But, alright. Just about taking that town. Good. We have territory! Just for safety's sake, in case we dislodge somebody. Yeah, once you lose traction, you're done. Funnily enough, I used to have this convertible years ago. It was actually, funnily enough, the car that I quote-unquote restarted my life with. Because it was just like this random thing that looked real. Oh, come on with your chain crits! Alright, so that's another unit dead. That sucks. That's one of my pretty well-trained Valkyries that just died. So, yeah, thank you, friggin' crit bird. But yeah, so... but no, what I was trying to say is that, yeah, I had this, this convertible that I was driving for years. Like, it was this case where, despite being a Mercedes, the thing was cheap as hell. Like, I think, ultimately ended up selling... Let's see, ultimately I ended up getting, like, the equivalent, I guess, of $3 grand for it. Like, it was more of a trade type situation. But point being, it's, like, it looked like a shiny, you know, convertible with full mechanical roof and everything. So, yeah, it was not actually a very valuable car whatsoever. But point being, I didn't have the money to actually replace the tires on that thing for a very long time, and it was my first proper winter, like, with a crappy car in Michigan. So, you know, my wife keeps telling me, like, oh, you need to go get your tires done, you need to go get your tires done. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I keep waiting for, like, that financial window to be able to do so, and it never comes. So finally, all the winter and snow and everything else comes, and, you know, this is, like, that one in particular, I think I had that car for, I think it was arguably my technically first car, which, again, sounds fancier than it is. It's kind of a piece of garbage that I got made fun of for all the time, despite the fact that it looked shiny. Which is honestly my favorite kind of thing. I love when something, like, looks way better than it is, and you know that it's the utterly cheap variant, and you try to get as much mileage out of it as you can. It's like, yeah, I know this thing's garbage, but they don't know that. So it was kind of a funny situation where, yeah, despite it being cheap, everywhere I would go, like if I would be applying for an apartment or whatever else, I guarantee you they would not have taken me seriously that I was getting my first apartment, like, in my my mid-20s, just basically, like, suddenly no income out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, no, we see you have a fancy car, we'll just go ahead and let you go ahead and live here, we'll take a chance on you. Because, like, I could tell they were going to say no, and then they just look behind them, they're like, hey, like, I see you there. Oh, and by the way, don't worry, I am getting to your chats, I see them. About the Subaru all-wheel drive. I know. But yeah. My point being is that, yeah, the thing had zero tread whatsoever, to the point that it would move, like, I would go anywhere, and it would just go immediately spinning. So I kind of figured out this bizarre fishtail version of driving everywhere. It worked out better than expected, I gotta say. Anyway, there we go. I'm done with my ridiculously long tangent on my little yellow car that I actually still kind of miss sometimes. Let's see. But yeah, Subarus definitely seem to be one of those things that hold up better, but it's kind of hard to get a hold of one, to be totally honest. Especially out here. Actually, most of what you see out here are Fords. I think last year I had a Ford Freestyle. Never get one of those things, ever. Yeah, friggin' Bizarro liquid transmission. Just no, absolute no on that thing ever. Just if you ever see a friggin' Freestyle, laugh and walk away. There's no reason to get that stupid thing. But yeah, let's see. Once you lose traction, you're done. And Subarus are way less likely to lose traction. Nothing helps against ice. Fire types work against ice. Duh. Let's see. Subi's over 10 years old. Gonna upgrade to a WRX. Yeah, those things are pretty nifty here. But yeah. Yeah, tread's definitely important. Actually, last year, my wife's car started having the same thing. It was pretty darn scary. Like, comes back almost shaken one day. She's like, "Yeah, I need to go fix that thing." Like, you're going while I'm at work. You're gonna go and handle this thing here. Right, Katarina, she's the one that's completely beaten down here. And then who's that last one? Is that Uterus? Yeah, let's get you over here. Uterus, attack! All right, it's 2 Subaru dealers. I'm one of those weirdos that always ends up going on friggin' eBay or some crap to get my cars. Though currently, I actually got rid of mine for the time being, because I didn't actually go anywhere. And last time I had a car, it was literally just like rusting to a block. I worked from home, I watched the kids, and technically speaking, it's a whole long story on that. Anyway, so, No. I'm gonna need you guys to beat the ever-loving crap out of this guy, please. And put the fancy body kits on the WRX. Gotta get the fancy stuff. Is he too old for that crap? Factory settings? That's the way it's done. That's the way it's done. I just noticed I forgot to send my best team to attack. There we are. Yeah, probably first four are gonna get a round off, retreat, and then probably Dyson's gonna mop up here. Are you out of your mind? Like, oh, this is all totally your fault, somehow. Now allow me to scream in agony while I go back into position and get ready to attack you. Let's see. Most I'm gonna do is probably tint the windows some. Actually, a way cheaper option than tinting the windows, and yes, I know not everybody always wants the cheap option, but there's something that we wound up using, that we wound up actually just getting off of Wish last year, of all things. It was just like this random thing that showed up on Facebook one day. But it's just basically these, I think they're like nylon or something, but it's just this stretchy, black, kind of lacy cover thing that you slap over your window. And those work surprisingly well, actually. Fredo has regenerated. You cannot stop the cheese. So he stops some 40-inch buddies who are still modifying their Evos. They hate Subarus. Why would you hate a Subaru? They're so fancy, and you can never get a hold of one when you want to. Everlasting battle between the Evo and the WRX. Again, you'll never see anybody battling over the, Oh no! Come on, we just got them! You guys are dicks. Stop gang-piling my new units. Ah. But yeah, you'll never see anybody jumping to the defense of the Ford Freestyle. Let's just put it that way. When you have two people fighting over which car is better, that's when you know you've got a good car in either direction. Wait, I kid you not. Okay, so I should probably explain. So the Ford Freestyle, if you've never had one, you've never had the misfortune of getting one of those stupid things, the long and short of it is, it's a car that uses a, basically this variable transmission, which I think it was like, yeah, let's see, I think it was like consistently variable transmission, or something like that. CVT. Point being, it is the hottest of garbage. Basically, what it means is that if your transmission ever runs into any issues whatsoever, that car is dead. It is just completely dead. It actually costs more than to buy a new car to replace that stupid transmission. Because when I started seeing transmission issues with that thing, I brought it into a mechanic, and he laughed at me. It's like, yeah, so it's like $8 grand, and probably a letter from God himself to continuously buy a variable transmission. There we go. It's like, yeah, you're basically gonna need just about $8,000 in a letter from God to be able to find one of those things. Those were his exact words. Like, it's that unlikely to even find a replacement for one of them because they were that sucky. And apparently the same can be said for most CVTs. Actually, apparently that's why you see CVT cars getting away on game shows so often. Just because they're really cheap to get rid of because they're kind of a pretty massive liability. Because the idea is, the reason I was calling it a liquid transmission is because the idea is that it's supposed to be constantly changing itself. Like, instead of shifting gears, it's just always moving everything around. Like, in theory, they're like, oh yeah, no, this causes less wear and tear, and what it actually means is, yeah, this thing is not going to last a friggin' year. Like, there's... you're not going to want this thing at all. If anything breaks, you need to replace the entire thing, because it's not a part that breaks, it's the entire thing that collapses in on itself. So, yeah, that's always fun. No, come on! I was hitting the button. Listen to my buttons! Okay. It's gonna get the manual transmission. See, what's funny is I learned to drive manual, and I always wanted to get a manual. I've never had a manual. I think once I drove a rental manual, and that was about it. But yeah, no, manuals are definitely the way to go if you want something that lasts a good while. Alright. Now that everybody's done attacking from the side like geniuses, we can maybe make a little bit of progress. Okay. So they all got their attacks in. He's gonna kill off the front. Nice! We somehow got 3 crits out of that nonsense. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take some losses here. We only need 1 more attack on Ariosh to finish this off. Let's see, first car I bought for myself was a manual. You can see that being pretty darn nifty. Plus, not to mention, there's the whole logic of if you're ever getting one for your kids or whatever else, then you basically have a car where they can't actually text and drive, because it's physically impossible. Alright, crap. Somebody's gonna die, please. Recharge your bar! Oh, crap. No, 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 no. Okay, Leah's dead. Yeah, she was about 1/2 second away from being able to retreat out of that. Well, poo. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world, but still. You can't die here, you just did. Get out of here. No, seriously, all of you, just friggin' go if you're not gonna bother hitting this guy for enough damage. There we go. That. Now so you go. So you knew how to drive one back in high school, but never consistently drove one. I was experienced in driving one. Gotcha. Right, Dyson, look. I need you to deal with these guys now. See, manual also reduces your chance of car theft. Very true. Very, very true. Because they'll just get in the car, it's like, how the hell does this thing even work? So probably that's where the whole joke exists of like, yeah, they didn't even used to leave cars unlocked, or they didn't used to lock cars back then. It's like, oh man, let's go steal this thing. Oh wait, how does it work? See, I loved that idea though when I was going through driving school, because my driving teacher insisted on teaching everybody manual and doing the test in manual before they could do anything else. Love Ogre 64, hell yeah, so do I. Surprisingly, didn't even start it that long ago. It was actually just a few months ago when I first tried this game, but I've been writing about and just loving this series since I was a little kid, but yeah, welcome! Nice to see ya! So yeah, we're doing like OB64 for likely the next couple of weeks here. There's gonna be some other stuff in between, but yeah. Cynthia's become a zombie! Oh no. Like I said, they're not all permadead. They'll come back. Oh, you've still got the old cart? Nice. Nice. Let's see, what are those monsters? The general, he made his friggin' family into demons. Let's see, he searching for millennials, I can say that. When I and my wife could be considered millennials. And I've got a similar kind of situation going on. But yeah. Yeah, she got zombified. Basically, what's going on is, yeah, it's a no revive run. I'm just kind of curious to see what'll happen here. Have I beaten this? I have beaten this with a fairy run before. So actually, the run right before this was a fairy-only run. Well, I guess fairies, gremlins, and grunts. But yeah, we had a good number of casualties that round. So, oh, thank you for the follow there, man. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, we had a good number of casualties. Probably won't be using ninjas again, because yeah, them things are the hottest of garbage. So yeah, we'll get rid of that. Unfortunately, we lost our griffin. He lasted such a long time. Seriously, anybody that I named after anybody died. It's ridiculous. This is why I shouldn't name them. Let's see, do you know the trick to get angels? Yes. I do know how to get angels. Gonna be, actually, I picked up the angel brooch not that long ago. There you go, Mr. Cerebro. You can go back in the zombie pile. Alright, let's do a couple things here. First of all, I need new commanders, because I just lost one of them, so who can change some classes? Can you become something useful? You can be a healer. Sure. Let's see, make me next die. Okay, use my name if you want. Okay. What would you like to be? Now, we've got a whole bunch of the early classes available, so let me know what you'd like to be. There we go, let's get all the healers. Yeah, Evan's already died multiple times on multiple different runs. Like, later today will be... Oh, Regdrin, he's still here! Yeah, come to think that... Is he actually supposed to be Regdrum? I don't know, I'm gonna make him into a knight, though. Centurion or Phalanx? We have... You know what? Oh, you're not dead? No. Okay, Dyson is currently... Yeah, we're just gonna rename him, because that's currently our best training squad right now. So rename Dyson to Earthsunder. You will be not dead. You'll be undead. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna bring you back as a wolf in the Mecha Story run, so yeah. And by the way, Earthsunder, if you're curious, later today we'll be doing Mecha Story. It's basically kind of an attempt at making a kind of like a turn-based version of this game in many ways. It's like a kind of a spiritual follow-up kind of situation. So that's going to be coming up later, as I said. So that should be relatively interesting. And yeah, it's actually one that just went into early access yesterday, so it's not completely done, but you know, it's got stuff going on. Alright, these guys need a new leader. In fact, you are going to be led by a bird. It's going to be Parker the Birdman. It's unqualified to become a leader. Well, who? Yep, if you go to, if you type in !HS, it's actually, yeah, so that's going to be, there we go. So Evan just put it in there. That's the one I was talking about. Bear in mind, just the first thing that a lot of people see is the art style. Bear in mind that is something that is essentially being worked on. That's one of those things where essentially it is a fairly low budget project. However, the guy that's working on it is really dedicated to it. So they will be essentially they're updating those based off feedback and stuff like that. It's just yeah, the person that they hired. And essentially one of those cases where they made them, they kind of went with the one that came in. So that'll change over time. Just always feel like I have to mention it just for the sake of it does seem like over on the SRPG Discord and stuff like that, people kind of tend to bring that up, like, oh man, some of the faces look like Ken dolls or something. It's like, dude, it's all right. It's all right. It's a work in progress. Just bear with it. Look at how much good is here. Let's see. Art style kind of reminds me of OB64, kind of like SM Dog or SM RPG 2. Yeah, true. Super Mario Dog. Oh man. You know what? If we end up getting that Hellhound, he's gonna have to be Super Mario Dog. Okay, we need a new leader to replace Leah, though. Remove character. I think I'm gonna take this Berserker and let him be a leader. So yeah, Ken the Berserker. Let's change your formation around, put this fighter up front. Mr. Slash and Willy. And let's go ahead and add a character to this, and yeah, hopefully this one will actually survive to be a Centurion. There's one that I wanted to do that earlier, but the cards were not exactly there, and just got surprised by the cat doing some stuff in the background here. Alright, let's add some replacement soldiers. But yeah, so it's a pretty interesting game. It actually will have mod support and stuff like that down the road. It actually technically already has mods for it. It's just like it hasn't, all the mod stuff hasn't quite started yet. So, you know, like I said, launched kind of yesterday. But yeah, I would really expect to see some good stuff coming out of that. So we'll see how that goes. It's got some pretty interesting leadership mechanics. It's got some pretty interesting promotion mechanics. Like, for example, when characters level up, instead of, like, they get their normal base stats that they would get for being that class, but then they also get a selection of cards, more or less. Like, each class can get up to 15 cards. So then you go from those, which are, like, they're randomly selected from everything that they can potentially get. So it's like they're either going to get another class, like, up through their tree. Like, for example, you have somebody that's just a generic adventure kind of character, then they can go down the engineering route and become a tinker, which makes them better at crafting. They get some crafting perks. They can invest their levels into that, and then they maybe, you know, you have them investing in other kinds of classes. You can make them into a fighter after that, or a caster, or maybe just a gunner or something. You just basically have a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see, Centurions are beefy. Last time I played, I think my boy Troy took down the last boss. I think you're not I think you're thinking of Cataphracts, not Centurions. Because Centurions are the ones with that lead legions. Which is exactly what I'm training this guy to do. So, yeah, Cataphracts, those are the super tanky ones. Can I... Okay, I would have to shift him around to make him into a Phalanx. I think I can make some Phalanxes, though. Out of curiosity, Asnabel, can I make you a Phalanx? Yes, actually. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna give his equipment to somebody else. So there we go. Asnabel the Phalanx. There's a reason for that, because I want him to be tanky on top of hitting like a dang truck. Alright, Mr. Troy, can you be a Berserker now? Yes, he can. Yeah, so I'm gonna have Troy be a Berserker. Perfect. Grab some items. Asnabel, give you a helmet, so you can hit real good like. Let's give you a spear and give you this shield. And, well, you got a choice of plate mail or booby armor, and unfortunately, well, neither one's super amazing. They're somehow exactly the same. Don't ask me how that works. Flame flail, give you some chain, or not. Interestingly, leather actually protects him better. And somehow cloth. You know what? Armor must scale in this. Like, it must scale in to some degree. Unclear how that works. Alright, Anderson, do I have anything for you? Arc 1. Yeah, that should still give you lightning as well. Angel Brooch, is that actually... No, that's not going to do anything for you. And now that we've got Alba coming up relatively soon, we might be able to pick up Armageddon. And all that kind of thing. So Centurions are beefy, last time... Yeah, okay, there we go. So, classes, what's worth getting over classes that aren't worth it? What do you mean? Like, in which thing, in which capacity? So you said ninjas were poo? Yeah. So ninjas are kind of hot garbage, unfortunately. Hang on. The idea being that, yeah, ninjas are supposed to have a whole bunch of agility, which means they attack first, which means they should have attack priority. However, in most cases, they don't really seem to quite get it. It's like, if they get even a level behind, suddenly their whole attack priority thing just completely disappears. So we're gonna do this, and that should be about good. Leaving my leader exposed there, but I think he should have the chances to take it. So, like, as far as classes go, anything, like, both of the mainline knights are pretty fantastic. Like, you get your knights and your paladins, and then things are ridiculous. Let's go ahead and throw some training over here. Earth Sunder, let's get you some training done. So you sorted my units of style, had about everything except undead classes. Yeah, I generally, with this run, I'm trying to use as many classes as possible, so we'll just kind of see how that all goes. But yeah, the Paladins are basically OP. The Dark Knights are pretty strong, but they're a bit weaker than Paladins in most cases. The Freyas are pretty alright. They're pretty good at just surviving in general. Actually, it seems like Valkyries and Freyas, their whole thing seems to be just like kind of surviving continuous onslaughts over and over. Dollmasters are kind of iffy until you, let's say you get the Gallant Doll and then you give them a couple golems. If you make a, let's say you make a Phalanx backed up by 2 golems, and the Phalanx has the Hallowed Shield, you basically have an anti-Cockatrice squad, as was mentioned earlier today. Ninjas, yeah, they're supposed to be about attack priority, but they're just too weak in most cases. What else? Archers are kind of... Okay, so Amazons suck, Archers suck, Dianas are just basically Rambo. So just allow me to shoot 3 arrows in a single encounter somehow. It's pretty amazing. What else? Yeah, Phalanxes and Cataphracts, they're good for absorbing damage, but they're way better if you end you end up training them as an attack class earlier on, so that they actually produce pretty decent damage as well. Especially once you get some of those better spears down the line. What else? As far as casters go, yeah, most of them are kind of iffy, except for, let's see, the Sorcerer seemed pretty amazing. The Lich seemed pretty amazing. I have to say, though, Liches did not seem worth it compared to the last game. Like, I know that's kind of skewed by the fact that I could only use 1 leader unit last time. But still. And again, just to clarify, the last run that I did of this was using fairies and gremlins and grunts with only 1 leader unit, so the whole premise of the thing was to try to find a single leader unit that could potentially do the highest single-shot damage in a single encounter, so that they could essentially take out 1 unit at a time and hopefully have enough fairies to still technically count as a fairy run. So yeah, them things are the most garbage. It's funny because fairies are very useful in training, as you'll probably see here, because technically they aren't providing a buff. What they're doing is for the rest of that encounter, they're providing them with 1 extra level. So right here, every time they're using Throw Kiss, they are gaining an extra level. Meaning that if you get multiple, like for example you have 3 fairies in a row or something, and they're buffing 1 attacking guy in the front row, then that guy has the potential to gain 3 levels, or actually up to 6 levels over the course of a single fight. So yeah, he can end up hitting like dang truck. And especially in training, since technically it's all 1 encounter, you can just stick 1 fairy in there and then you have underpowered units that are just able to hit like crazy. Unfortunately, they use the same AI as healers, so they kind of also suck a bit. so yeah, there's that. Also, I just noticed I'm real stupid. What am I doing? What in the hell am I doing? I'm supposed to be on that other map, hopefully trying to get that second Pendra. Ah! Alright, also, hang on one sec. Let me double check on my kiddos, because it's unusual that they haven't been awake yet, so be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So, let's see. Another question is, what's the major difference between wizards and sorceresses? So the main difference is going to be their junk. That's about it. I believe they actually can equip slightly different items, but I think that's really about it. Let's see. I know I got a wizard somewhere. Mr. Anderson. Alright, so we got robes, staff, book, necklace. Where's the other one here? Are they dead? I hope they're not dead. Where are you, other sorcerers? Yeah, it doesn't look like she died. Here she is. There we go. Alright, and yeah. It basically, other than their clothes, which I believe they actually can equip better items than that. Let's double check here. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure it's literally just a gender thing. Because they've got the same general categories, and it looks like the wizard might be able to equip better items. Might be able to equip better robes, because she's got a different selection of robes. See, so there's a great metal cover of the Battle Thing of Battle 64 done by Johnny Yama. Yes, I've heard that one, and it is amazing, and feel free to post the link, because that mess is amazing. Like, I've heard it. I actually played it over the course of one of these runs once, and yes, it's amazing. It's everything a cover should be. So let's go ahead and remove you, and remove you. Actually, just noticed I need to move some healers around here. So this team definitely needs a healer. So I'm going to put Trada over here. This one could use an attacker, so we're going to put Nastasha over here. They also, let's see, they need a fighter, somebody else is going to need a healer. Tell you what, you guys get a healer in exchange for one of your zombies. There we go. And you guys get a zombie. Zomboid. Alright. Now we go to formations. Let's move stuff around, and yeah, the kiddos are not quite getting up yet, so they want to go ahead and make it a long day. You know what? It's Friday. It's alright. I think we can afford to let them sleep in on Friday. There we go. Let's move you over here. And then lastly, let's do a few more little class changes here, just to see if any of the basics can get out of their basic classes. Can you be anything? You can be a healer. You can just stay as an archer for now, then. It's fine. I know she's not really getting her optimal attacks from that location, but honestly, I'm okay with it. Alright, knight. Yes, please. I'm gonna try not to stack paladins as long as I can. If I can get away with not stacking a bajillion paladins, that's what I want to do. Because honestly, like, at that point, if you get like 4 paladins and a healer, you're basically unstoppable. So that's always nice. Regdren, you're fine as a knight. Archer check. Can make you a sorceress. You can be a witch. Yeah, actually, that might be really useful, because then she could, yeah, you know what? Having a shutdown unit with my leader, that would be very good. Now, yeah, witches are a weird thing, because technically speaking, they should be relatively worthless, but they're actually pretty alright, depending on who you put them with. Like, if you have a team like this one, where they've got a lot of attacks and a way to recover, then yeah, they're gonna actually do really well, because they can shut down one of the enemy units. If you expect them to actually carry a fight, they won't be able to. So main party with Magnus was 2 pallies and 2 priests, yeah, that's gonna be functionally unstoppable. Actually, let's see if we can change your class around a little bit. Nastasha, I think I already checked on you, didn't I? You can become an extra healer. That team has no use for an extra healer. What about you? You've been around a good while, Mr. Hudson. Can you be? Can you be a knight? Hell yeah, you can be a knight. Get you all tanky-like. Like, I'm gonna keep at least a few paladins around, though, because I do still want this run to be a success. Because, yeah, this is Ironman rules, so if at any point Magnus dies, we lose our HQ, or we, you know, lose all of the army, then that's rip run, so that's always fun. Alright. And then lastly, you. Can you do anything better? Man, these clerics have a really low bar of entry, I gotta say. Though this team, yeah, it's running 2 grunts and a Valkyrie. I think they kind of want to. That's fine. And that's probably gonna do it. So, there we go. Oh, you know what we can do? Formation. You actually can go back here. We're gonna go here. And then you can go here. Because, yeah, clerics are a dime a dozen. They also seem to deflect stuff real good, so we'll do that to replace any soldiers that I might have missed, and move right the hell on here. away we go. But yeah, so basically any moment now, if I see that the kiddos are getting up, I'm gonna just pause it real quick so I can get them breakfast and all that, and then we'll be finishing up the fight during said breakfast time, just so you know. Alrighty. Let's see, second was Dio with 2 blacks and 2 sorceresses. Man, you like to keep those themes going, huh? It's almost like you said that kind of thing earlier. Yeah, I like that. I like that setup. So you can play the music during the break. This is true. This is very, very true. I could just keep it on loop. But yeah, if anybody here has never seen like Johnny Atma or Will Be Repeated, hell no. Get us the hell out of this briefing. Basically, Hugo's advice in a nutshell: bridges, I love them, and they are my friend forever. Also, legions, you should be afraid of them because some reason, I guess. Alright, probably same strategy as last time. We just spawn everybody onto the HQ and hold out like crazy. Actually, we probably want to take that first town. But yeah, Johnny Atma, let's see, there's also... what's his name? Why can't I remember right now? The guy that did, dang it, what is his name? There's a really good metal cover of like, the Attack on Titan theme, of a bunch of, like, anime openings and things like that, which, honestly, I don't go out of my way to look for that stuff, but dude, holy crap, that guy's real good. Like, he did a bunch of Disney songs, like, especially Hellfire was really good. What is his dang name? Why can't I remember right now? I don't know. I'll look it up later. Yeah, Johnny Atma and Toxic Eternity, they are pretty darn dandy. So let's send all of them. I'm gonna send Yudaris and one of the Valk squads this way. See, Richard Irby and Family Jewels, yep, they're on the list too. Jonathan Young, there we go, that's his name. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, he does some pretty friggin' amazing covers. Actually, it was funny, he actually did a cover along with the Google Sings lady. Like the Google Translate songs and that kind of thing. That mess was pretty funny. Right, send everybody up on ahead. Metalhead and Rocker, yep. What's funny is how often you'll run into music folks and they're like, oh man, it's unrefined or whatever else. And what's funny is that I actually come from a classical background. I used to be an orchestral violinist. Actually, funnily enough, I still have I found my All-State Violinist award a little while ago. But anyway, so yeah, whole classical and opera background and all that kind of thing. And honestly, there's a ton of similarities. They follow a lot of the same kind of stuff. I don't exactly know why it's. I don't know why folks seem to have that opinion. Alright, let's send Obsidian Sphinx here. Exactly! That's what I mean, it doesn't make sense. Thankfully, that's mostly turned around at this point, I think. Like, there seems to be, I think with its pretty major launch of popularity in Europe and stuff like that, it definitely feels like there's a lot more, you know, overall, I guess, acceptance of other genres now. Though, I will say, a lot of that, let's see, studies show that medical music is closer to classical in terms of playstyle and how your brain interprets it. Exactly! Like, it's very similar. Oh god, I hate this move! No! Nuke them! Nuke them! Make these stupid pumpkins go away! I know we might be sacrificing some units here, I should have retreated them. Crap. I did a mistake. Mistakes were made! And hopefully they won't result in casualties. Please, only attack Dio. I think they've actually... yeah, they need to retreat. So a good death metal round with tons of classical and Splash God Apocalypse. That sounds familiar, but I haven't... I don't recall it off the top of my head. My personal favorite example is Blind Guardian. Just because, good lord, they make anything metal. Holy god dang. Okay, Deathclock Metal Apocalypse. Yeah, that one I have heard a bit of. That one I'm somewhat aware of. I know. I was just talking about it, and it's like, you aren't aware of all these things? I know. It's because I'm bad at remembering stuff, okay? forget stuff constantly. It's hilarious. I love how, like, 4 people immediately left from that. It's like, how dare you? How dare you not be super familiar with that? Oh well. Anyway, what are we gonna do here? Slash could go on forever like this, music taste, but I won't go right now. See, what's funny is, speaking of that, of the many references that the One Vision mod added to the game, not this game, come to think about it, that requires context. Are you familiar with Tactics Ogre Lucked? Like, specifically the PSP version? But yeah, so if you're at all familiar with it, there is a... Not really? Okay. So it's technically the game that comes right before this in the timeline, but it's the latest game to come out in the series. Basically... man, I hate that move. I hate that move so much. Basically, let's see, this is the only Ogre battle I got into. Well, okay, so they had a bunch of different formulas that they followed. Like, the Ogre battle games were like this one, and then Tactics Ogre was the other side of the series. So that's actually where FFT and stuff like that came from. So, the weird part is that, yeah, so Tactics Ogre is, yeah, it's just more chess-based. Like, if this was Risk, Tactics Ogre would be closer to chess. And so, Lucked is the one that they had for... Originally it was on the SNES, got ported to the PS1, and then was on the PSP. Now, the PSP remake was just a complete work of love, and you can tell that through and through. See, you've seen a playthrough, though, watched a bit of SNES Ogre Battle. Yeah, like, the SNES Ogre Battle, by the way, the PS1 version of that one is amazing. Like, it's as far as March of the Black Queen, the PS1 one is just absolutely mind-blowingly good. But what I was trying to get at here, there's a mod for the PSP remake of Let Us Cling Together. And yeah, it is a ridiculously huge mod. But what I found funny is that, yeah, of all the many references to the rest of the series, like, for example, the fact that many of the stabs are named after their respective elemental towns in March of the Black Queen and OB64 and stuff like that. You've got you've got a whole bunch of items that were actually metal references that were put in there. Like, there's actually several items that got renamed after Blind Guardian songs and things like that. Like, I think the Blind Guardian is one of the hats, you get the Orchard song, it's one of the daggers. I forget what the other ones were off the top of my head here. But yeah, so that's another one I actually cover pretty frequently. Because yeah, the One Vision mod is easily probably my favorite mod for anything I've ever seen, ever, period. It's like, it takes... God, how do I even define it, really? Heal Seed, good. Let's see, I know in this game the vampire and werewolf were kind of glitched up. Yeah, they were, and apparently you can't actually get a generic vampire, if I recall correctly. There's actually a mod for this game as well, if you were curious. I can actually get you the link real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Send you a bit of an invite to the thingy. So there, if you're curious, yeah. Hey, you're at the location. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. Where is this thing? Here it is, here it is. 64, create instant invite. Set this to never expire. Okay. And number of uses, unlimited. Okay, create link. Let's see, let's copy this sucker. Let me copy. There we go. Copy to clipboard. Yes, I know, I'm ignoring the fight entirely to go send this thing out. It happens. Alright. And here we go. Here it is. So that's the Discord for OB64. So basically they have a speedrunning community on there. They're working on a fan mod. Oh crap. Please stop getting crits, little grunty mans. Let's see, that's what's beautiful about this game. There's so much stuff going on. Oh, auto battle? I mean, you can do that in the other games too. I think Night of Lotus is the only one that didn't have actual auto battle to it. In fact, they kind of over-leaned on it for the PSP version of Lux, because they had an option to set your AI on there, and then they made a bunch of classes really overpowered. So if you basically just went and made your team majority archers, and then you had somebody that could cast and do buffs in the background, there was nothing they couldn't beat. Counters didn't even matter, because just archers basically fired nukes. It was ridiculous. Don't really know what they were thinking with that one, to be totally honest. Ray of paralysis. But yeah, you just kind of... It's funny because this, honestly, in many ways, this game kind of copied, or I guess started stuff that Total War did later. Like with the whole, like you have your big large scale thing, and then you're going down into your smaller scale kind of stuff. And they'd say they could have done the spell combos a bit better. That's another one of the things that the mod's working on. So they have a huge change list that they're actually doing. I think they have it pinned in there someplace. So you've got that one. There's actually the SRPG Discord as well, if you were curious about taking a look at that one. But if you're curious about other games of the genre, there's one of them suckers too. So here, I'll post that one as well. So if you ever want to go check that out. There's a good number of pretty friendly folks. Like the Open64 one, it's not the most active thing in the world, but, you know, they're trying, they're doing their best. And then the SRPG Discord is the one that's, like, it's consistently growing. They've got a whole Reddit thing that's growing pretty well. They actually technically put me in charge of the Tactics Ogre version of that one, so, yeah. So not the biggest SRPG fan. I mean, they do other stuff too. Still though, sometimes fun for discussions. Just throwing it out there if you were interested. But yeah. I wish they would have done more with this. But what can you do? Surprisingly, there was actually supposed to be an Ogre Battle 3, by the way. The first drafts of it were done and everything, and apparently Mizuno had gone and applied to try and get the project done, but ultimately it just wasn't meant to be. By wasn't meant to be, I mean they just shuffled him off to go work elsewhere. So you're just like, yeah, go make stuff for Square now. So he went off. He made FFT. Made I don't think he was a part of Parasite Eve. Come to think of it, I don't know. I don't know for certain. I want to say that's a definite maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say for sure. Because yeah, it was Parasite Eve, and then he worked on Vagrant Story, which Vagrant Story was... Or no, Vagrant Story came first because it was basically the prototype for Parasite Eve. Because they're like, we want to go test out this new system, and you want to go make a thing, so let's go ahead and make a project work. Okay, good. This is all going to come down to whether he attacks again in time. She's going to heal herself. Kind of these lesser-known cult classic games. Well, I have an entire website dedicated to them, even though it's not the most impressive thing in the world. Okay, he didn't help with Parasite Eve? Okay, gotcha. God, Parasite Eve is so good. Anybody know if there's any mods out there for Parasite Eve? Like, I kid you not, I've actually thought about doing probably like a PE, either baton only or starter pistol only run. But I don't actually know how viable that even is. I just know that I really want some excuse to challenge run that thing at some point. See the Guardian Legend on NES and Super Adventure Island on NES. The second one I've seen. The first one doesn't... The first one I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so to finish the tangent I was going on earlier, yeah, there was supposed to be an Ogre Battle 3, but it didn't quite end up happening. But there is one that might be happening. I can't see for sure. It seems to take over a lot of elements from TOPSP. It seems to be vaguely going in the formula. Wait, do you know Gunnak? Doesn't ring a bell. Basically, it seemed to follow the general Ogre Battle type of formula, except, I don't know. I can't really say that it seemed the same. don't even know how to put it. Just look up Lost. I think it was Lost Order. Lost Order gameplay. You'll see what I mean. Like, it existed. It existed. Then a couple years ago, it went and it had a beta. We did a beta test for it, and then it disappeared. Like, it disappeared off the face of the earth. They confirmed that they're still working on it, but apparently it needed a complete overhaul, I guess. It's been a ridiculously long time coming. Okay, and... yeah, looks like kiddos are waking up, so... probably gonna go ahead and pause it real quick, turn that music up. Alright, where is that music? There you are. Open link. And again, I've tried to click that link like 80 times. I'm pretty sure it's going to explode in loudness in just a sec here. I guess you take Gradius and Zelda 1 fuse them, that's what Guardian Legend is. That kind of sounds like a bit like a Lundra if I were to randomly throw that out there. Oh crap, we are about to have some lag. I accidentally clicked the Photoshop button. Oh no! Alright, hang on one sec. It's gonna be all chippy and laggy for a sec, I apologize. Oh no. But yeah, I need to go get the kiddos up real quick, so... be right back.
YouTube TV. Watch like a fan.
Hello again. Okay, bit of a pause there. Let's continue onward. Okay, hang on, trying to figure out where all my buttons are exactly. My buttons, where are you? There we go. So, okay, so we got this guy. He's pretty tired. Probably gonna be taking a nap pretty soon. This is the town with Armageddon in it, by the way. We don't have nearly enough money to go pick it up. It's kind of funny how they set this up. It's almost like a kind of a. It reminds me at the beginning of Resident Evil 2, actually, of all things. Wait. But yeah. Wait, more messages below? What do you mean more messages below? This thing already is showing the messages below. But it's like one of those cases where if you haven't used your money up to this point, you will usually have just enough to pick up Armageddon, which you can give to one of your casters, and which will result in a situation where they can just nuke an entire squad at once. So yeah, it's a little bit good. It's alright. Just, you know, acceptably decent is what we're gonna go with. So yeah, we've taken a couple towns now. There's not really much that they can do to assault them. They're just gonna keep attacking with phalanxes and things like that. These big boys right here should continue getting worn down pretty quick. They're just gonna keep attacking our berserker at the front. And then yeah, we can just keep pushing forward. Dang it, I thought that was gonna be one of them gone. Oh well, at least they don't have very many attacks, so we can actually continuously kind of win this here. Just keep pushing forward. All these little soldier mans actually doing a pretty good amount of damage because they scale up pretty darn well at this point. It's just going to be later that's going to be a bit of an issue, but, you know, we'll get to that as we'll get to it. Honestly, legions aren't too bad. I'm still considering using them later. I just might. Just might. Probably going to be, looks like maybe 3 more encounters for them to beat this thing. Shouldn't take too much longer at any rate. Let's take a couple hits, we'll go give a couple back, and the usual kind of stuff. Actually, no, he won't even take a couple hits because that one's way in the back row like a smart boy, so he won't even be doing anything. Because he'll just continuously move himself up to the front, but keep getting attacked from the back. It's fine. I know. This is like the one part where I think if it's down to the very last thing, they probably should have done something similar to Banner Saga, where it just turns into a thing where they just like go ahead and finish off the fight. Because it gets a bit annoying where you're trying to chase down and finish off one random unit somewhere, and then it's just like, it just keeps on going, and going, and going, and going, and going. Just finish off that last one already! Just let it be one fight. Sorry that took a while. Well, it's all good. I actually just recently came back myself, because I had some diapers to change, had some foods to give out, and now the children's are all nice and smiley over there. Actually, my littlest one, probably gonna have to go reposition him here in just a minute, but, he is not in optimal fun conditions. Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. They're gonna be able to finish him off with this encounter. Let's see. No more meat pizza, so I got a Supreme, but I hate the peppers. Well, you know, peppers are always kind of a weird choice on pizza. Though I will say I've never understood why exactly Hawaiian pizza gets such a bad rap, because that mess is delicious. Okay, Rafa became a fighter. Excellent. So unspent about 10 minutes picking them off. I do the same thing about mushrooms and olives. This, hopefully this doesn't anger anyone, but I personally cannot stand having an olive on a pizza. It also was even weirder because I had a bird named Olive. They also would definitely not go on a pizza. Even though they basically were like a little chicken nugget. They were my little lovebird. Lovebirds are pretty awesome, by the way. It's unfortunate, though, because you always have to make sure to get them when they're really, really tiny, because when you get them as they're tiny, lovebirds are just like the greatest pet you could ever hope for. But then you get them as they're older and they become douchebags. So love mushrooms and olives too. Or though, well, fine then. Just be over there with your mushrooms. God. I know. I'm a weirdo for not liking mushrooms. Alright, hang on one sec. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm still here at the moment. It's just random background chaos. So gonna be going back to talking incessantly in just a sec here. So with any luck, I think hopefully the random background chaos should be subsided now. Also, wow, this squad has no hope of winning ever. I've got a guy that basically can't hurt anything, and 3 that can only stun anyone. Actually, despite the fact that poison, you'd think with poison stuff, it basically does the same thing that the Gremlin ability does, where it just levels them down temporarily. Yeah, not terribly useful, it turns out. You'd think war crimes would be a little bit more useful, but no, not even slightly. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen horrific debuffs as scary as they were in XCOM 2. Like, okay, so Tactics Ogre Luck, right? Like, basically, the whole premise of that game is it's kind of like this, except it's all kind of sort of turn-based. It's more like everyone takes a turn when their turn comes up kind of situation. But it was kind of unique in that you'd have these kind of gigantic maps, and you had units that were getting bogged down by debuffs to a almost comical degree at times. Like, I think on more than one occasion I've had a fight just completely end because everybody's completely either, like, their arms don't work, and they're paralyzed, and they're poisoned, and it's just like, okay, they have an entire team dedicated to just petrifying and charming units. Like, it's kind of nuts. Oh, you're back as well? Well, I'm back or whatever, too. How about that? Perfect timing. But yeah, so I was just talking about luck there, in terms of the kind of weird situation where the debuffs are just insane. But yeah, it's a weird situation there, because I don't think I've ever seen another SRPG or whatever else like this, where it's literally kind of an almost real-world type of thing, where honestly just disabling the other side is way more useful than trying to go for knockouts or whatever else. Tuning in and out from being active this morning, I know the feeling. I'm pretty sure many folks don't seem to realize the fact that I'm actually just running around with a headset a lot of the time during this. I'm going around and organizing kids' stuff and things like that. I just have the sensitivity on the mic set really weird, so you can't hear a lot of the background stuff, which is nice. Thank you, technology, for making that possible. Because yeah, if I wasn't able to move around to do stuff while doing this, I probably wouldn't be able to do this. Because yeah, I work from home, I'm a full-time dad as well, but yeah. Let's see, your voice is a bit quiet or your game is too loud. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and fix that sucker right here. Why Wham! How about that? How does that sound? Also, yeah, I was actually speaking pretty quietly there just a minute ago. Because my kiddo was off playing in the background, and occasionally they'll do this thing where they're like, oh man, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and cause a huge fuss just because I want to see what I can get. The usual kinds of stuff you see out of kiddos. It's like, you just tell them, go play, and they're like, I feel like causing a massive fuss and or picking on my brother instead. And then, yeah, you know. Then you have all kinds of yelling and screaming and all that kind of thing. Much better. Glad to hear it. Because, yeah, I constantly have to move them back and forth for every single different one, and sometimes the numbers will stay at the exact same place, and they'll still work differently for some bizarre reason. You know, that's just kind of the nature of the medium, I suppose. But yeah, nice to see you there, Sergio Buell. I believe you're new folks here, right? I think so, anyway. Would assume so. But, yeah, so far the run's doing pretty alright. We've actually gone positive, haven't really taken any casualties in this fight. Last one was pretty dicey, but yeah, looks like we got that town without much issue. We're gonna have a real hard time pushing through across that bridge, but as long as we take the 3 towns, we should be alright. As far as coming up with the 16 grand to be able to afford Armageddon, I don't think that's realistic, but if looking through equipment there's a way to do so, like for example the fact that we have a ton of Vultures or Resurrection that I technically can't use. I think those are a grand each. So, you know, we might actually be able to afford it. Who knows? And that'd be really nice to have. Because that's basically an entire party-wide attack, and I think just about any caster can use them. I think just about anyone that can equip a book. I'm gonna think of it then. I think witches can equip books, so what would happen if I give it to them? Wait a minute. Tell me. Or, I guess it wouldn't be on this menu. Let's go over here. Yeah, they can equip spellbooks, so I wonder if they're just prevented from equipping Armageddon, or... Huh. That'd be neat to have a witch that can do Armageddon. But I suppose we'll find out. Like, if I have to sell every item that I have in order to afford it, I will absolutely get it. If it's even remotely a realistic possibility to buy that thing, I will absolutely get it. Because we've gotten here pretty quick, we haven't wasted too much time up to this point, so I think it should only be like 16 grand. I want to say we've got like 3,400 something left over from training and all of that sort of business. So we should have options. Also, this team should probably be getting promotions every couple fights or so, or every 3 fights or so. Except they lost, so they don't get points. Dang it. Get your tiny people promoted. What you doing, lady? Alright. So they lost, that's fine. Eudaris probably should be not immune to their attacks. It's weird with zombos. It's weird with the zombies. If you have them up in front, they seem to draw aggro way more than they should. As in, even characters with an AoE seem to target them for some reason. Can't really tell you what that's all about. Alright, pizza's in the oven. Well, that sounds like it'll be delicious down the road. Actually, speaking of stuff from ovens, weird thing yesterday. So, my wife and I are doing this whole Weight Watcher type dealie. Because, you know, dad bod and all that kind of thing. But yeah, so, you know, we both packed on weight over the last couple of years and all that. Point being, we're doing this whole thing, so she's, you know, she's going and cooking up all these different kinds of experiments. And so there was an experimental diet lasagna, as weird as that sounds. And yeah, she went and got all the ingredients, made it all happen. Like, it was like some manner of whole grain variant of the normal pasta. I think it was like salsa, ground turkey, and then the usual cheeses. But yeah, no, like, it is... That mess was redonkulously good. Like, so yesterday was hungry as hell, I should point that out. Because I ended up, you know, the kids ended up getting into all kinds of chaos and stuff, so I couldn't exactly, I ended up missing a couple meals throughout the day, so, you know, dinner comes around, just sitting there excited as hell, you know, like, man, this food's coming, and then, yeah, you know, wasn't sure how diet lasagna was gonna work, and dude, holy crap, that was the biggest serving size I've seen in a very long time. So your dad bonded the true sexiness? Well, I mean, you never know. You never know. Just kind of what ends up happening. Although it is funny how you end up getting pretty reasonably strong being whenever you have kids. Because one thing that gets overlooked a whole lot is just how often you have to friggin' lift those kids up all day. Especially once they become toddlers. Like, nope, pick you up off this thing, pick you up off this thing, put you over here, run down. It's like scooping up all the different toys and whatever else. Yeah, model body's overrated. Yeah, we're just trying to get back to, like, something a bit more reasonable. Because we were both feeling pretty alright a few years ago, and then, yeah, just over the course of trying to get a house, that kind of failed. Trying to, get full financial stability, that's kind of iffy. Trying to get all kinds of things over the last few years, we kind of let health go a little bit. But that's what we're trying to get back to, trying to do the whole exercise and whatever else thing. Although we kind of agreed I'm just exercising randomly during the day. But yeah, model body's really overrated. Like, for the amount of effort people have to put through to make themselves look like a stick figure, that crap does tend to kind of look ugly as hell in a lot of cases. Like, I've never truly understood when, whenever you see, like, oh, somebody's just, like, obsessing over somebody and they literally look like you could just paint them black and they'd be a stick figure. Like, what? What the crap is this? They look unhealthy. They look unwell. So we've been doing that okay fresh thing lately, and it's been amazing, better than fast food. Like, what kind of stuff do they give you? Because I saw that a little bit too, but wasn't quite sure what they would do. So you know what? Let's send Lucy over here. I believe her dragons want some snacks. They're gonna try to take this town. Ken's a little bit tired, so I don't want him taking on any fights right now. He has carried too hard. Ogre Battle 64, hell yeah it is. Nice to see their mech shimmer. But yeah, this game's freaking amazing. Alright, so we've got the other two books. Yeah, there's Annihilation. We ended up taking way longer than I thought here, actually. Yeah, that's 34 grand. I mean, there might be some ways to do it. Let's go see what we have to sell. Yeah, so this is a complete, played this game so much as a kid. Man, I wish I would have seen this as a kid. Like, I've been a massive fan of the series ever since playing Night of Lotus back in the day. But yeah, like with this one in particular, this and Night of Lotus are apparently, they share some designers, and they actually they actually have a lot of carryover in terms of the kinds of stuff that they can do, and in terms of their balance and even references between each other and that kind of thing. Like, for example, this helmet right here also shows up in Night of Lotus, but in none of the rest of the games. But yeah, hardly anyone ever streams it. Well, that's why I'm doing it, because I basically do the entire series and the mods for them and all that kind of thing, and I write articles on this series, and I'm technically the head of the, or not the head, but like the main dude guy for the Reddit situation. So if you ever go to the Tactics Ogre Reddit, it covers this too. But yeah, so yeah. See, there's a lot of stuff we can sell here. Unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to have enough money to be able to pick that up. Would have liked to, but we didn't get here fast enough. I'm going to sell this champion statue, though, because, quite frankly, it's easier just to sell that and use it for training money. I'm going to sell all these, because we're never going to need them. So you get to choose what you get from a list. It's kind of fancier than what I normally make, but it's really good. Yeah, SNES is pretty darn nifty. To kind of address the whole SNES thing, but yeah, choose what you get from the list. So, like, is it super expensive or any of that? Like, is that something to worry about there? It didn't look too expensive. It looked pretty decently priced, as I recall. Alright, I think we're about good here. Okay, I didn't actually mean to sell that. Hang on, wrong window. Let's go ahead and get out of here. It is going to be a good minute until we can afford Annihilation. I really want to pick that thing up. But yeah, like, the main reason we've been going for the whole Weight Watchers thing is simply because it's cheaper. Like, it's one of these things where, due to a bunch of background shenanigans, we essentially get it for free. So, we might as well. But, I mean, it's not exactly a very expensive system. You essentially you keep track of everything like you normally would. you just have some like background systems running to kind of like adjust and make everything better and keep track of things and give you points for stuff that you can use. Which is funny because then you spend so much time trying to get around those points. But oh well. Oh, and also the fact that it's a complete and utter lie for one of the things that they have in there. So like, oh yeah, diet soda's free. No, that crap is less healthy than just like plain old regular Coke. I don't care what you say. That mess is disgusting and basically worse for you than getting hit by a train. So, either way. So I've been playing through Ogre Much of the Queen to start my 8-hour stream. I was getting bored for a while, but it actually started getting challenging again. Have you, okay, 2 questions. First of all, have you played the PS1 version? And second of all, have you played In the Lap of the Gods? Because, yeah, that mod is, dude, it's, if you want March of the Black Queen to be challenging again, either the PS1 version, which has the rebalances and better AI in it, or you have the Ogre Battle Hard type, aka In the Lap of the Gods. That's actually, I think I have the link to it here someplace with my notepad. Because, that mod is so good. Where is it? God dang it! I had too many edits on stuff lately. Don't have it on my recent notepads. Hang on. It's gonna be all chippy and choppy for a second because I want to pull up this notepad. Let's see. There's the list of that. Do I still have it here? Do I has it here? Oh dang it! I know I had it here someplace. You know what? I'm gonna have to make sure to put that in the commands after this. Alright, let's see. Food isn't too expensive. I think my wife calculated each serving about $8. Ouch. Well, I mean, that's not so bad. Compared to some stuff I've seen, definitely not so bad. But yeah, definitely... Why don't I just look it up? Looking it up might be the easiest way to do it. Yes, I know, I'm obsessively looking for the thing again. I know I have it saved here someplace. Thumbs, that is not thumbs. I know, I'm making it laggy for a very dumb reason right now. That's it. Yes, I have it. Okay, so I'm gonna add it. Here we go. Alright. This is going to be one hell of a thing, just so you know. But I'll go ahead and add it to the commands. If you do, it's probably going to be exclamation mark Ogre. I'm going and editing the commands right now. Add commands. Alright, this is going to be redonkulous. Alright. It might actually be... Alright, okay, it should reply it as a whisper, actually. See, it's the first Ogre Battle I've played, and it's my first time really wanting to play it as a kid after obsessing over FF Tactics. Glad to finally be able to play it, though. Yeah, I've actually... So, funny part is, I actually had a pretty similar experience with all of these. Because I was a huge fan of Knight of Lotus growing up as a kid. And, actually here, you know, let's set it up this way. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Knight of Lotus as a kid, and then wasn't sure where the hell to find the rest of the series. And then yeah, from there, I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Anyway, so yeah, was a huge fan of that one. Loved FFT at the same time because I got them at around the same time. But yeah, couldn't really figure out where the rest of the series was. So yeah, if you put exclamation mark MOTBQ, it'll come up with that one. So that's where the link to the mod is. See, and let's put one vision in here too. Because why not? I know, I could have picked literally any time to do this that would be better than now. I promise, I'm almost done. The chippiness will be done soon. There we go. They're done. It's did. Things happen. The horrible lag can go away now. Huh, I'm surprised everyone didn't get scared off. Okay, good. So you got a little morning workout? Got to watch Ogre battle? Well, that sounds like a pretty fine day right there. Not to mention, you've actually managed to survive. So if you want to check out that mod, which if it's your first time, definitely don't play with the mod. But !MOTBQ. So that's for it's for the SNES version. But it's for the SNES version with it's Ogre Battle Hard type. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So so yeah, that's the one that'll give you the link. Yeah, you survived so far. This is your team right now. Like, you know, before obviously somebody gets a random crit and you die, and you've managed to win. How about that? You have phalanx yet? You might be able to be next round. I don't know. You should probably have the means to do so. You've got one item. I'm going to go ahead and use that one item on you. There we go. And then everybody else should be relatively okay, because you're kind of taking the brunt of the damage here. So that should be alright. We're just finishing out clearing everything else. Actually, here, let's just put it in for you. So yeah, there we go. That's Lap of the Gods, aka Ogre Battle Hard type. There's also a mod that's being worked on for this one. That's in the Discord link I put in earlier. So I'll add that one in just a second. It's just, you know, we're getting kind of close to the time limit here, so I don't want to go. Ah, dang it! Somebody just told me one of the one of the long videos I put up a little while ago is showing up too loud on YouTube now. Wow. So yeah, the way that I would recommend going through them all, so definitely do your first run first. Second run, I would recommend on the PS1 version, because it improves the AI, it improves the graphics, it improves the music is better, though it has this weird pausing tendency. And then yeah, the AI is just notably better. Like, you know how if you leave one town unguarded, they will just beeline 50 guys to that town immediately? It's like, you know, what exactly is this? Why can you not just let me have my dang reputation? They're like, no! You gotta invade friggin', like, your tiny little ghetto off in the corner of the map, because reasons. So, instead of that, they will actually organize their groups into, you know, proper armies and stuff like that, and actually, you know, attack and try to keep the rest of the map going as it is. So, it's pretty good. So you don't think they'll win that fight? Not for now. They won't win it for now, but they do have backups coming in. All they have to do is hold out until the next squad gets there. So like right there, Taki's squad is almost there. So she can go here. She can actually give them the option of retreating. So yeah, they have to survive one more fight here. Unfortunately, they've got a very, very small amount of space that they can actually go. If the zombie dies, whatever. The knights... they would basically need to get 2 crits in order to beat the knights right now. So if they're guarding especially, it's like, there you go, see, you're guarding and everything. Good stuff. And so I'm letting them stay in this. So Taki can take over to give them a little bit of breathing room, give them a chance to recover, and then yeah, the others will step in at that point. And we're going to retreat before they have a chance to do anything else. That's fine. That's fine. Because it's essentially 5 attackers versus a near... Yeah, you're doing good. You're actually living. Congratulations on not dying. The problem is that, yeah, this town is a bit of an annoying one, because they're just, like, right there. You're at the target location, good for you, you're gonna get attacked again, and they can incessantly keep going and going and going, and I'm pretty sure they intentionally designed it this way. But thankfully, the squad's got casters, so they should be pretty alright. Especially if they miss. We'll try not to fail. Well, okay, I'll exactly hold you to your word on that one. Stab, stab, come on. Come on, Archer. I know you want to get a crit. Oh yeah, so to finish what I was getting at here, so yeah, I would definitely recommend like the SNES version first, just because you know it's the original, and then yeah, PS1 version for all the improvements that come with it, and then the from there I would say probably the Ogre Battle 6 or not 64. What am I saying? Ogre Battle Hard Type, because basically what it does, it takes the game that's already there, it redoes a lot of the equipment, so you're still getting your random stuff and all that. However, a lot of your lower tier things you can actually just buy from the store, and revives become absurdly expensive, like they're about 10 times more than they were before. Not to mention both sides have a harder time reviving, plus they added some new character classes and things like that. So you've got a situation where... Oh, come on. Oh, they're just going to put them to sleep. Okay, who cares then? Alright. That's fine, they're just going to keep regenerating. Anyway, so what was I getting at here? I was getting at something or other. Right. So yeah, basically you're doing a thing where you're going to be cycling out your armies a lot more. Actually getting revives are going to be way more difficult. And there's actually a chance that you may, lose units without immediately being able to return them. Also, it follows a OB64-esque system where instead of charging taxes every day, your reputation will still go down every day. However, you're not taxing them. Instead, you get prizes based on how well you did in that fight. So you're kind of incentivized to actually end the fight rather than try to keep money going forever. So yeah. Because kind of the meta was more or less you just stay on one of those early maps, you completely tank out your reputation, but you get infinite money. Then the rest of the game, you just focus on getting your reputation back up, and you can essentially just buy infinite Joker cards, and then use those Joker cards to just keep nuking everything in your way. So you can't do that anymore. The Joker Taros are just gone. Actually, I believe there's maybe like a couple small drops of them. The stat store is gone. The like I said, there were 2 new classes, so instead of just going from Valkyrie to Muse, there's Valkyrie Freya Muse now. There's actually Archers and Dianas in the game, just like there are in 64. I mean, it's basically you're bringing a lot of features from 64 back to March of the Black Queen. That's kind of the best way to put it. Actually, with a bit of a better rebalance in terms of revives and things like that. So since there's no actual permadeath thing, instead it's just really expensive to get somebody back. What else? The formations were improved pretty drastically, in fact, because the AI remembers that their griffins are ridiculously strong, so you will see stuff like double griffin squads completely, wiping out newbie units and things like that. Now then, Earthsunder, see, this is why I told you to wait until these guys arrive. They can handle these guys pretty darn well, as you can see. They're doing pretty alright. So, with that all said, let's see. These guys are going to hold pretty alright, I think. We've got Obsidian, Sphinx, and Anderson. They're not going to bump. Let's go ahead and get Ken to deal with these guys. Let's get Uterus over to deal with this guy. Actually, no, let's just send them both here, because Lucy's probably going to just eat Wyatt. Because that's what she does. She just finds a target and she friggin' eats them. Because that's why you don't give a Psycho a dragon. Alright, come on, zombie team. Oh, and actually one more thing. So, I was mentioning the One Vision mod before. That's basically more for... It's actually another one of the ones that's a command right now, if you put exclamation mark on Vision. But yeah, that's probably the best mod I've ever seen. Because there was a guy that has spent the last few years going through all the code of Tactics over PSP, essentially gone through and gone line by line with the freaking hex editor of all things. And yeah, just went line by line and just redid the entire game to just kind of balance it out, make it all consistent, make a bunch of kind of ridiculous stuff easier. Like, for example, before, if you wanted to get summons, you had to, you either had to go into the New Game Plus type mode, then go back to Hanging Gardens and basically just redo the entire endgame, so if you set up everything for Coda, you immediately had to overwrite it in order to be able to even do that. Actually, I don't know if you can chariot out of Hanging Gardens. You might be able to, so I might be a little bit wrong on that one. But still, point being, there was a bunch of stuff that was kind of ridiculous to get. even looking through the Techno Server Reddit recently, you can see lots of folks that are running into those issues. Because with how many people have been coming into there, a lot of folks have been trying out that game. They're like, where do I find X or Y? And it's like, yeah, you have to go find this random thing in the middle of like a friggin' 100-floor dungeon, and then specifically kill that guy like 50 times and retreat in order to go get one item, in order to go add it to a collection of other items so that you can go to the specific boss fight, so that you can find out your reputation in the game. It's like, what? Who would go through all that effort for that? So, like, I know that he was planning down lines to just kind of allow you to know your reputation from the start of the game, because it does seem very strange. Like, it's this whole background mechanic, you get a few vague hints as far as what different factions think of you and stuff, but you literally have to go, like, down through the dang hell dungeon multiple times in order to be able to figure out what people think of you. It's bizarre. Alright, is that finally their healer gone? Yes! Finally, they're breaking through. That only took forever. Red line it down, other stuff up. Good and nifty. Good and nifty. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo. City and Sphinx accepts your challenge. Man, some people are weirdly excited over how badly the last X Division run went. So, for anyone that wasn't here for that, basically it's been a year-plus long run, and yeah, it's kind of gone a little bit poorly. Namely, I had one character that was kind of hard carrying pretty much most of the fights up to that point, because that was the only set of good armor that I could afford. So it's just like a bunch of random rookies and then one decent character, and then I accidentally somehow launched a rocket launcher sideways and killed them instantly. So that one has seen better days. It's going a little bit iffy. It's alright though, it's still possible. I'm definitely leaning on the technically possible more than the realistically possible, but eventually there might be some stuff there. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off animations for just a minute because of how often we've seen this particular fight. Alright, come on. You can do it! You can literally do it 9 times! It's like, it's weird. It says it's a bite, but it's clearly just like a smack. It's a smack world after all. One more fight, and we should see it done. If you're wondering why the hell I haven't told them to just go attack weakest, yes, it's because they all seem to be attacking the same stuff anyway. I mean, not to mention they're already attacking weakest, so there's that. Either way, they can't really hold out for much longer anyway. Come on. Right, dead. Dead. And almost dead. There's just the one guy left. And I love how her squad has gone from being the absolute worst of the party to actually kind of being the carry at this point. So I'm going to let Earthsunder finish them off, because there's a chance that he can get a promotion out of it. I'm going to send Taki's team probably over here to assist in the main attack. And once they're done with mop up over on this end, then we'll deal with everything else. There we go. Dude guy, you totally have a chance. You definitely should have just run away, but, you know, this works too, I suppose. Wait, there's something here. It's the option to run away. Yeah, I like this map. really, really like this map, because you basically have this thing where you're fighting everybody through a big gauntlet at the very start. You have the option to send somebody around the side, and then ultimately, you wind up with this kind of situation. Where you're just kind of going and claiming the entire map. Alright, Mr. Ken. Crush and maim, please. Crush and maim, please. That's their only damage gone. Cool and nifty. And they will continue attacking that squad over and over, because they will continue getting experience over and over. And once those guys get their experience, they will be slightly more experienced. Yeah. I need you right there to prevent them from going that way. Yeah, this part right here has been the most dangerous thing to our reputation so far. Okay. What are you doing? Not very much, that's what you're doing. That's them gone. That's why you have zombies. That's why you have zombies and ghosts right there. I don't really know what you need in order to make a ghost. Like, I think you probably need to have their respective equipment available. Ah, crap. Yeah, they're being attacked from the side. This could be really bad, actually. Okay. Come on, retreat, retreat, retreat. Alright, whatever. They lost a guy, but it's fine. Alright, you enjoy your pizza there, Mr. Earthsunder. Glad you're having a pizza time. It's fine. I mean, you lost one of your trainees, but what can you do, right? For some reason, you decided to take the route going kind of straight north, of all things. So, whatever. We'll just assume that's all your fault. Okay. Obsidian Sphinx, would you like to go ahead and finish this a-hole off, please? Because, yeah, I really kind of get going here pretty soon. Yeah, don't worry, you haven't died, you're a knight. You probably won't. We're probably not going to lose any knights unless it's to petrification. That's probably the thing that's going to claim more than anybody else. Like, anytime we run into a death chicken. It's fine. Because, yeah, those death chickens are friggin' scary. If you didn't know, by the way, they are as bad as they seem. It is a 50% chance of instant petrification. Plus, they hit nearly the entire party in most cases. So, yeah, they absolutely can, and absolutely will, run into repeated situations where... I don't want you to finish them off, so you can't finish off the other one. Yeah, cockatrices are horrifying. Yeah, cockatrices are exactly death chickens. So you only get one item, at least in the early game, to be able to avoid petrification. So yeah. Literally all you can do is just hope that they don't get hit, and keep revive stones around, and then for using revive centers and things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and allow anti-petrification, just because otherwise it would just be a straight-up insta-death move that works as an AoE, so that'd be kind of bullcrap. If you leave them petrified, they do die at the end of the fight, so I don't consider them actually dead. But anyway. Any dang ways. Then again, you know what? I can just count revive stones. We can just leave it as revive stones. Then, yeah, just no using revive centers whatsoever. Okay, level up. We still haven't gotten that extra little promotey unit, but it's fine. What's this? It is a claw. What's this? It's a claw. Take that town. Everybody finish off your respective targets, if you please. Unfortunately, taking out that guy's going to be a real annoyance. look, dude, I'm gonna need you to guard the city. It's kind of looking like we're scaring this guy towards the city right now. Come on, finish them! Finish them! And one guy's almost gone. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. That could not have happened at a better time. Oh, potential spam. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. Right, let's change the formation around. Let's eat that power fruit. Power fruit! Power fruit! Yeah. Okay. Change your formation to put that Amazon in a safe spot. Say, I told you they'd get a promotion. I mean, we're getting more units than are getting zombified. I think the only thing we actually have to worry about is whether or not we accidentally cap out the healing limit, or the unit limit. I don't really know what we do in that case. Like, probably prioritize units that can't zombify, like griffins and stuff like that. Man, considering that there's zombie griffins in the other games, it would have been horrifying to have those available in this one. Okay, thank you for finding random religious memorabilia on the ground. Now can you please finish off that archer? 'Cause I gotta get going. Okay, yeah, they've got this. They got this. They got this real good. 2 more attacks. Put them to sleep. 1 more attack. Come on, somebody. Thank you! You need a zombie to take out a zombie. That's what you need. Good stuff. Earth seems to be lucky in this game. Maybe. Defeated them. Now what? Now you head back to the pile. The pile being this place right over here. That is the charging pile. That is where everybody's going to go. That is where we're going to make sure that everything's all good. Alright. You lost track of them, Mr. Ken. Well, you go here. We'll need you later. You go this way. Dio's going to finish off whatever's left of that squad down there. And as long as the gang pile's ready to go, should have no problems. This is probably where we're going to take the majority of our casualties. Hopefully we don't take any and we just crit the leader or something like that. Now, what I absolutely love, and I love it about this game, I love it about Night of Lotus, and I really love it about the Point Vision mod, because you basically have a situation where levels don't really matter as much as in a lot of the other games. Like Black Queen was a pretty heavy offender of it, the original SNES version of Lucht was a pretty heavy offender of it, but just, in these ones, even if you get over-leveled, you can still lose. Like, during the Fairy run, I almost completed the entire series using only fairies under an Ironman rule set, but there was exactly 1 loss the second battle to the end of the game, and the only reason it was lost was because of the Sphinx, because I didn't realize that they'd be able to do so much damage on a unit twice their level, and yeah. Let's see, who are the 2 brothers here that were total jerks? Yeah, Raid and Richard. Richard, the not Lionheart. It's totally that guy, not that guy. What do you mean? It's definitely not like Japan loves to reference that guy all the time. Right. Let's actually get you back on the town, because this guy's about to run into it. And yeah, despite being a little bit tired, I think they should be able to finish off those witches anyway. Yeah, Raid was a bit of an a-hole, though I guess, kind of in context he's not the worst. Let's see, they're almost as big as jerk as Luca for Suiko. I don't know. Oh, by the way, speaking of, there's been a discussion over, or actually there is a, the option to vote for whatever the next run will be after this is done. Like the next main run. And we got another Shane Bird. Nice. But yeah, one of them is Suiko 2 with, just a team of squirrels. So, I was told that that was possible. or that it was possible to get a team like that, and I want to make it happen. So yeah, it's definitely on the list for the time being. Oh, it was Baldwin and Richard. Right, you're right. Because yeah, Baldwin's the one that makes it to the very end. You are very right. It's last one just barely survives. That would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I figure Suiko is one of those games that's relatively easy under normal circumstances, so that might be a pretty doable one. Alright, we defend the town. Katarina, please go ahead and finish this one off so that we can go ahead and wrap this map up. I wish there was a way to get the Sleipnir figurine without doing the whole birthday thing, because, again, precluded from using the whole prevented from using the whole birthday trick for this one. I don't think there's another Sleipnir figure, is there? Anyone know? Because it really would be nice to have another zoomy unit like that. Man, there's so many hidden items in this game, it's ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, if you make it all the way to like friggin' 80 or something, you get a magic Space Force. That makes sense. Stronghold. Dio, I need you to do the same. I'm sure you're gonna pass out long before you get to town. Lucy, I'm gonna need you to do the same as well. But yeah, if you didn't know, the entire premise of my whole channel-y type situation here is just absurdly masochistic challenge runs. See, my Magnus was 90-something when I finished this. Surprised Hugo is still kicking it. Yeah, no, just maximum 99. Clearly, it's perfectly fine. They just kind of suddenly time warp into being somehow possible again, even though everybody probably should have died well before their 50s. But maybe their healthcare... Well, actually, no, their healthcare is pretty amazing in this universe. I mean, they get sick, they get friggin' killed or whatever else, they just call in the priests, and yeah. It's like, here you go, let me slap some Jesus on you and you're good to go. So, there's that. Alright, so everybody piles in. And as soon as the entire team's in formation, then we'll just charge on in there. Make this sucker happen. Yeah, you're tired, I know. Everyone's so tired and sleepy and everything else. And yeah, so for those interested, gonna be doing a Mecha story in roughly a couple hours. So it goes into your list of bad old dudes. Well, did you ever do... bear in mind, I haven't done this either, so hopefully we're gonna see it this route. Have you ever done the No Zenobian route? Hugo is Astral from Shining Force? Could be. I mean, basically Hugo, Warren, Warren again, Astral. I mean, they're all basically the same characters. But yeah, so in a couple hours, it'll be that Himeko story run. Oh yeah, so in that route, you find out all of the other stuff that the main cast did, as in the three main old men. Turns out they're a little bit shady. So you did the good route. So yeah, we might potentially go No Zenobians on this one, because apparently there's somehow you can ruin it in such a way where you're actually a threat to Zenobia and they invade. So that's absolutely the ending I want to hopefully get. I haven't yeah, there's a ton of endings in this game. Like friggin' the last one that I went for, friggin' Freddy the train conductor ended up having me excommunicated from existence, so that's always nice. So Hugo's doing shady stuff. Hugo, Ankasa, and Aznabel. Apparently, if you specifically have no Zenobians, but you have them in your party, you can do a whole bunch of shady crap. As in, you can be a good guy, you just have to not side with the Zenobians, apparently. Not to mention, there's several events that people still aren't even really sure how to cause them to happen. So, yeah, there's a bunch of hidden stuff like that all over the dang place. Apparently, there's actually a way that you can have Dio show up as one of the bosses. Like, I think he takes the place of somebody's dad later on. Like, there's a ton. There's a ton of replayability here. Okay, is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. I think I left Vanessa behind on accident. And it's... I can't spoil it because I don't know for absolutely certain. I've just basically been told if you go no Zenobians and you have them in your party, you find out all the shady crap they did in the past. So yeah. Did you choose to fight Dio in the beginning? No, I didn't fight him. I know that he will leave you if you go double negatives on your first two choices. But yeah, with Dio, I went for not fighting him, but then went for allowing Freddy to be executed for the second part. Which, honestly, I was kind of hoping that he would get executed, because, again, he kind of was a bit of a traitor last round. So, like, this time around, this is kind of being seen from the lens of being completely screwed over by the guy, and from seeing what everybody ends up doing down the line, and, in all honesty, Raid had every reason to be terrified. That's what kicks it all off. True. True. Alright, Vanessa. Oh, hell no. See, this crap I don't like. Like this right here. Like where, clearly, they were attacking straight from there, but then they lost, and then it didn't have anywhere to launch them here, so it launched them straight onto one of our towns. So we're gonna get a reputation loss, because this guy gets a free town capture because of just mechanical stupidity. So, yeah, that is one of the things I hope the mod manages to fix. Because I love this game, but oh my god, that pisses me off so much when that happens. Because you go through so much effort to try to get all of the captures and everything, you try to, you know, keep your reputation up and everything, and then, yeah, no, just like at the last second, they're like, nope, I'm magically teleported behind your entire army, and across a river, so that I could take this town for free. It's like, what? What? Alrighty. Alright. Well, stuff's going great for him. Definitely no problems there whatsoever. He's on a fantastic day. Any reasonable person would basically turn around and say, hey, they totally just kind of offed my family, and it's all their fault. Can you help me? But no, he's gonna go ahead and do a whole dramatic last stand because of reasons. He got sweet fart gas powers. Let's get those animations back on. Yeah, his actual guard team kind of sucks. It's not the best. That's pretty worthless. Huh. I was kind of expecting him to do a little bit more. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, also, like with the heroes from the previous game, yeah, there was... there was a picture I had to put together for that, because during my first run, the moment that they... Like, my first run through was fairy only, but it was a completely blind run. So, like, as soon as they showed up, like, I was told that there would be at least references to them or something, but then they just show up and like, yeah, you know the meme for, like, the giant hand going for the button? So I just made a thing that was just like, when your protagonists from last game show up, and own your douchebag of a boss, and just the hand flying for the defect button. Got a defect right now. Alright. Let's get you... I wish I could post a picture here, because I absolutely would. Tech leader, there we go. I mean, I guess we've only taken a couple losses, and we lost one city. Not as bad as it could be, but it definitely kind of annoys me that that happens still. Sure, I can't be the only one that got screwed over by that mechanic. Now, what they needed to do with the cities, and what they really needed to do, yeah, I'm definitely going to go no Zenobians, just because I want to see that happen. Actually, one thing that I was suggested to try was go 100 Chaos Frame, and then all Zenobians, and then turn it around, and then fire all of them, and tank everything by allowing them to take towns at the very end. But yeah, we'll just go no Zenobians. We'll do Ziegler, the old quartermaster. Sophia zombified too. That's fine. That's fine. We welcome you back with stanky arms, I suppose. At 98 Chaos Frame on my run, your run there. Guess what my Chaos Frame was for the ferry run? Bear in mind, this was, like, I was doing something similar to this, where I was trying to keep all the towns safe. I was trying to do the good guy thing, despite the fact that the main character was well established to be a psychotic murder fairy by that point. Because in Night of Lotus, like, I had to overpower them because they were just getting one-shotted left and right. My Chaos Frame was 1. So yeah, that could have gone better. Alright. It was just 1. Now, somebody told me it's because of the fact that my main character was like level 50 plus or something, then it apparently causes it to tank with every fight. Can I skip this cutscene? Yes, I can. Chapter 2. The one with the advanced class mechanics. In a world shrouded in darkness, no path can be found. Or, you know, like, I don't know, Path in the Darkness would have maybe been a bit more succinct. So I know that Deneb is a pretty nasty person, but she's still, yeah. Well, I mean, you can hire her without penalties in the other games. Not to mention she's basically a body hopper, so she just comes back to life even if she does get killed off. Alright, we got Magical Concubine coming in. AKA the Deus Ex Machina to make a good bit of the story work. Alright. But yeah, no. I think Deneb's best version, I don't know, it has to be between the two different Tactics Ogre games. Because, like, she's alright. Like, she's pretty alright in Ogre Battle. And this one, she's pretty decent in the tutorial and stuff like that. You can't actually get her in the game. Although, funnily enough, if you hack her into the game, it will still count as a game over if she dies, because she counts as the main character in the tutorial. But yeah, she's basically a witch that gets summons in Night of Lotus, and then she's just straight up overpowered with everything in Let Us Clang Together, especially the PSP version, because she gets an extra ability that just basically allows her to self-buff herself for free. And she has a quote literally every single time that it's used. Like, I think it was like, the only thing pretty about what's about to happen is me. And it just does this whole ridiculous, like, bedazzling effect all over the screen. And she gets every magic buff that there is, and then just presumably runs up and owns somebody. Because yeah, if you give her Spellcraft, and then you give her Summons, just like, she will completely curb stomp everything. It's ridiculous. Alright, can I skip this cutscene yet? Because I gotta get going. Alright. Unfortunately, yeah, the process for actually getting her in the PSP remake is garbage. Like, you have to, let's see, what was it? You have to persuade, I think it's 5 of it, either, like, 3 to 5 of every dragon. And then so you have to persuade them, then you have to go sell them at the store, then you have to have the money to actually buy the orb that they add to the store, and then you have to have remembered to do that all from her store in particular, because if you did it from any other one, congratulations, you're starting over from scratch. But yeah, then you do all of that, then in order to actually get that super class of hers, you have to go kill, like, a friggin' couple hundred fairies in order to make sure that they drop glass pumpkins in order to sell 30 of them, which are completely worthless, to that same store. But before you actually get her, in order to have her come in after special class, yes, this process is as retarded as it sounds. That's why with One Vision, you instead have an option to kind of get all of your pumpkins a lot easier, and you only need 1 of every dragon. But still, like, it is redonkulous that they even had that. I don't know what they were thinking. So anyway, so that's going to be that for today. I don't know who's doing stuff right now. Pan's typically doing stuff, so we'll And I guess we'll do the whole raidy thing and hope somebody's actually over there. Actually, no, he's at work. I think Commissar Bear's doing stuff. I don't know if this guy's around, but either way. Oh, hang on, I spelled that wrong. I think that's it? There we go. I know, it's been all chippy and choppy and stuff. Anyway, so thank you guys for stopping by. We'll be continuing this on at the nearest opportunity, and, yeah, thank you for stopping by. Have a good one, and, see you soon.